everyone? Welcome to the 19th episode of CounterCast. As always, my name is Jorpin. I am joined today by our guest, Forgiven Death 32, even though his name doesn't say that. Don't worry
Hi,
about
I'm Jakey.
Don't worry about it.
Confirmed.
He's
That's
forgiven
Jakey
now.
here.
Yep.
Look, he's forgiven
Face
now.
reveal. Face reveal.
Oh, no face reveals today.
Jesus Christ, this is...
Hey guys, Team Valor here.
Mystic!
Alright, now that we got the cancer...
Everybody likes Mystic, right guys?
Now that we got the cancer out of the way, our topic of the week is going to be speedrunning. That is why we were doing our special events both Sunday and today, even though only one of us, sadly, tried to finish.
I tried to finish, okay?
Oh yeah, it says the man who gave up.
You gave up too, you didn't finish it, so
Because
technically
I
you
had to
didn't.
do this!
Because
You didn't
this.
have to, you chose to do this.
Okay, Sunday
Wasn't
you
like for the
Sunday
people.
you have no argument.
You
You
have-
really.
I have plenty of
Like-
argument.
No,
We,
you
we both
don't.
quit. I mean, we could both continue tomorrow if we wanted to.
And then you'll still lose, because I'm almost done with the game.
No, you didn't even get
So-
to the boat yet.
I'm within minutes of finishing the game.
You didn't get to the boat yet, did you?
No, but
Then it's
I'm,
still up in the air.
I got it. I could win.
Yeah, the timer's still running.
Mhm.
And as soon
Yeah.
as the stream's over,
It's still going.
Back on.
Because if you pause the timer, it's invalid.
But Sunday, you're 0 for 2. If you go 0 for 3 on like the next one we do, you're just gonna become the quitter of the group. Like,
Okay, on Negrid answer.
He's
They
already
ended
the
up
winner of
going
the
for
group.
how many? How long?
Jorp's in the same
Go to
time
s-
zone as you, and he kept going. How can you say you're
I
any
go
better
to
than him?
sleep.
Because I am a man. But that's not important right now. Today we're going to be talking about speedrunning. So before we start getting into like discussion about it, we kind of figured we'd define what a speedrun is to everyone.
True.
Which, I'm going to shock you with the definition of this. It's when you take a game, you go fast. Anything anyone want to add?
Well, I mean, there's different things you can do while going
pause.
fast, and that really gets into different categories. Like you have the any percent category, which is just finish the game as fast as possible, no matter what it takes. But there's also different categories to it, like 100%, which is defined by the community, which can be either like all collectibles, all whatever it is. There's a lot of different stuff, man.
Yeah, and Forgiven actually is a speedrunner. He speedruns
it's turning
Wolfenstein:
into
The New
Sonic.
Order, right? That's what it's called.
Yeah,
that's the full
that's
title?
one of them.
Didn't you have the
And
world
Portal.
record at one point?
Yeah, it's been a while though.
Hey, that doesn't matter. We've got an ex-world record holder here. And
Yeah, sure.
any percent?
Don't say yes.
Yeah, it was any percent.
I was in the
It-
top 100 people at Battlefield Bad Company too for like the
See?
first couple months because I
That's
never
not a
stopped
speed
playing.
run, Bones.
I know it's not a speed run, but it's the only kind of record I've like ever held in a video game
One time
for a
I
little bit.
one time I caught a fish like physically, and I got a record for its length. So there's that. I got
Yeah,
that going.
see,
for
there's
it.
that.
It's with.
Just length.
Just
It was a perch. I remembered it was a perch, and it was.
I caught a gold Pokemon on Pokemon once.
yeah. Look at these guys. They're
Oh.
accomplished gamers.
So speedruns anyway.
Yeah.
Speedruns bring the memes. If you ever seen SGDQ or AGDQ, can I get a shine get in the chat, please?
Sean, yet? Or
They're
maybe
like
a wah.
you can like play a game or you can speedrun a game and it'll feel completely different.
Yes.
You either like it or you hate it. You either love it or you hate it. Basically, that's what I get from it. I love watching speedruns, but I don't think I could speedrun a game. As we've
Yeah.
seen.
Certain
Yeah,
people.
I could never.
Yeah. And see, Nick's just not the kind of person who would really be into speedruns.
You're right.
Now, you explained why very well earlier, and I want you to really
Do it
get
again?
into that. Yeah.
Right now?
Do it.
No, Nick, in 3 hours.
Do it.
Okay, I'll see you in 3 hours, guys. No, okay, so I don't like speedruns because I've always been the kind of guy who I buy a new game, I play it through, I beat it, and then I move on to the next one, and I've always done that. I've never been able to just like beat a game and then like, oh crap, I really like that and I want to play it through again. Like never have I done that in the history of time. I think maybe Dark Souls with its new game. If there's like a really good new game plus, then maybe. But if there's no new game plus, there's no way in hell I will even touch that game for like another 4 years until I like forget some of the story, and then almost feels like playing it again for the first time because I don't remember a lot of stuff. So I feel like I burn through games really fast, and I could never do a speed run because doing the same thing over and over and over again would drive me absolutely insane.
I'm the same with like a
it would-
book or a TV show series or a movie. I can't watch it twice. I know a lot of people that'll say
Oh, that's
it's a
funny.
really good movie and they'll
I
watch
could-
it like a million times.
I could do it
But I
with
can only
movies
watch
and
it
TV
once.
series. Yeah, that's funny because yeah, I could totally. When I was in college and I like just moved and I didn't have a lot of friends, I would watch like I think there was only like 5 seasons of How I Met Your Mother out at the time, or maybe even less, maybe like 4 or 3. I would just, but I wouldn't watch it. I'd have it playing in the background because like I needed noise. Like I'm a person who I hate silence. I need noise. I need like if I'm playing a game and the game doesn't have a lot of music, I need to be watching like a stream on the other monitor. Like I need noise.
But
So
Yeah.
I would always have How I Met Your Mother like playing constantly, like over and over and over again.
maybe it's
in
just
the
because
background.
you don't think of like the speed run in the same sense. Like honestly, for like a lot of speedrunners, when they speedrun the game, if they're not going for world record, it's basically like just doing that. Like it's just like on in the background while they talk about whatever the hell else, you know?
But it's like a
Yeah.
job that I don't. I
It's-
feel like it becomes a job that I don't get paid for. And maybe like you become famous and you do get paid for it, and then maybe I could do it. But I guarantee, if I didn't break a world record, I would end up hating that game.
It's-
like I
it's a
know
different-
I would be like such a waste of. I just wasted all that time.
Yeah, it's a different experience, and it's something that you just really don't have a feel for, that you don't really like that much. It's like like you mentioned before, that you play a game, maybe once you forget the story or forget some of this stuff, you play it again, and it's like playing it for the first time again. It's like finding a new game. But there's also the experience of playing through a game again and finding all those other things, like being a completionist. Then there's also the speedrunning, like, oh, well, let me give myself another challenge to play this game again. So it's a different mentality to it, and it's a completely different experience to playing, casually.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoy watching speedruns. As someone who's just now attempted like a kind of like a real-ish speedrun today, no, I can't. I can't do it. Like I can watch them. It's
It'd have
just
to be shorter at least. Like
Yeah.
I could get down with some Pepsi, man. Let me tell you right now.
if it was
I
if
could
it was
speedrun
definitely
some Pepsi,
if it was
man.
definitely a shorter game, I could see myself doing it, or like something that was more simplistic. But like, there's just so many moving pieces. Let's say with like not Galaxy Sunshine, that like it's just like if it goes wrong, I'm just like, oh god, it's over. And like you saw me, like I just started
Yeah.
tilting towards
With
the end.
oh my god, with the Ferris wheel.
You were doing it the wrong way.
Yeah.
You were doing it the wrong way.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, you.
I know, but still, if you fail, if you jump off,
You kept trying to like
Oh.
hover on top of it when you can like just easily do it.
shut up. I fell, and then I died inside a little bit because I had to go all the way back up.
At
It
least
doesn't
when-
matter if I did it wrong or not.
At least when I did things wrong today, like I did them wrong and they turned out like okay. Like I did like that weird like I did the cutscene glitch, apparently for like the
Oh, yeah.
eel guy, and I was just like I didn't even mean to do this, but I saved
You
time.
didn't even know, yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Did you actually do it?
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
It was like a
cutscene. It was
15-second
yeah,
time
15
save,
second
yeah.
or something. Now, what Sunday and Jorpan did is not a good representation of picking up a speedrun.
Yeah.
Because they basically
At
just
all.
said, hey, let's race this game, and then they just picked it up and went. Instead of, if you really want to get into a speedrun, you might want to learn the different glitches, the different skips in the game, so that it doesn't take you 5.5 hours to do it.
Unless
you
you
know.
want to do that run, because we can.
Unless
there
you
are
want to.
actually separate categories for speedruns where they
True.
don't do glitches, which is something we can talk about. So Forgiven said a little bit. There's stuff like any percent. There's like 100%. There's
Let me.
there's basically any percent on one end, 100% on the other, and then like everything else in between from there. So there's like
Okay. So, this is the game that I know of has the most categories. And I'm going to try and explain as many of them as I possibly can.
Go.
Okay, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Now, this game has a lot of game-breaking glitches in it. Any percent is like a minute and a half. Yeah, like a minute
Yeah,
and a half.
because you can just get to the final boss.
Because
room or
you can
whatever.
just clip to the end of the game. Now, there's a category, no major glitches. That's determined by community. I don't know exactly what it is. I don't know enough about it. 100%, that's all items, all whatever, everything in the game.
that's the
Low
funnest run
percent-
to watch. My
Low
opinion.
percent, I'm not quite sure how low percent is in this game. Blah, 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 blah,
What
blah.
is low percent? Explain that to us. Like what is
Okay,
that normal?
so here's the rules. Run the start, whatever. Low percent skips all non-required items to beat the game, like safety items, blue boomerang, okay, blah, blah. Out of bounds glitches, exploration glitch, and YVA are banned, so you can't go out of bounds, essentially. Saving, quitting, or death abusing to emulate a save warp is also banned. And then certain emulators. So basically, you have to get certain items in the game. It's not any percent where you have to just beat the game as quickly as possible, but you have to get a certain amount of things. After that, we have reverse boss order, which is a really cool category for any game.
yeah, that's
Basically-
got to be great.
There was a for Pokemon Blue, there's a reverse gym badge order, and that run is
How do you-
not what you would expect it to
You
be.
use glitches, right?
Yeah,
Because you have to.
and it looks really, really cool.
It looks cool. Do you literally have to like grind your Pokemon up to like 50
No.
before you can?
No, it's a lot of, you have to underflow the menu, and then you have to do a lot of menuing and stuff to literally just manipulate the memory, and you catch Mewtwo.
Yeah. The
I
only
didn't see
Pokemon
that.
speedrun I've
People
seen
still
is,
find glitches.
It's just like
in
a
old
menu
games. Crazy.
simulator. You just go through
Yeah.
the menu over and over again.
It's
you
like-
go
it's
fast,
like,
you get through the menu. Then
Castlevania
there's like a
Symphony,
second of gameplay. You're like, whoa, he actually did the thing. I didn't know what happened. He was back to the menu.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night. That game is basically go up to a certain point where you can go into a shop and then menu until it just teleports you to the credit scene.
Yeah,
That's
I,
it. That's the run.
Well, you just
in
menu
Super
on
Mario
menu
World too.
nonstop.
Yeah,
like-
it's because you're menuing, so you're literally just moving memory around until the door to exit the shop just is it teleports you to the end.
Why would a
you're
game ever
manipulating
do
it.
that? Like,
In Super Mario World 2, there's a certain block. you can
It's
stand
not
on
meant to
after
do
you-
that. People just find it.
yeah, it's memory
There's a certain
manipulation.
block you can stand on. It's the exact same thing. It's memory manipulation. You certain block you can stand on after you do some crazy, like random stuff in the first level, and then you just get teleported to the title screen.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Now,
Like,
okay,
how do you
back-
figure that stuff out?
I don't
insane.
know. It's a lot of manipulation. Anyway, back to Link to the Past. There's all dungeons, which is pretty self-explanatory. Instead of just beating the game as quickly as possible, you have to go to every single dungeon in the game, beat the boss, do that. 80%, just finish it as quickly as possible. No exploration glitch. There's something called exploration glitch. I'm not sure what it is, but you can't use it. No out of bounds. Can't go out of bounds. Defeat Ganon. Instead of teleporting yourself to the final room of the game, you basically just get yourself to Ganon with a sword and you beat him. Master Sword is get the Master Sword as quickly as possible. Cane of Burnia, I have no clue. And then Mirror Shield, I guess get the Mirror Shield. I guess the Cane and the Mirror Shield are just get those items as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
So, that I believe has the most categories out of anything I know.
And keep in mind that like these aren't all like equal categories. Like there's probably
No.
there's probably like 3 people who run like the Mirror Shield thing, and then like 1,000,000 people who run like any percent
Well,
or full
there-
clear.
10 people who have run Mirror Shield.
10. I
uh,
mean, still.
Any percent is like 200.
Yeah. See, like not all the categories are equal. People find
Yeah.
you can find any kind of run you want in a game. You can. Hell, if you know enough of the community, you can make any run you want in the game. Be like, hey guys, I want to start running Link to the Past backwards on a treadmill, while also playing like Ocarina of Time at the same time. Like,
Whoa, I got a world record.
yeah,
I would absolutely. if I ever like sped run a game, it would be with some stupid gimmick. Absolutely.
Yeah, and
like
those
to
are
make
really
it
fun
funny.
to do.
make it funny.
Like there's
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, go on.
no worries. Okay. I've done speedruns of Wolfenstein: The New Order. That game has a bonus mode called 999 mode, which usually for 80% we play on the easiest difficulty. But 999 mode puts you on Uber, which is the hardest difficulty. But then it gives you infinite ammo and 999 health, which is just overcharged. It's a system in the game. Basically, you just have the highest health you can possibly have at the start of each level. And
so
that
you
it was
basically have to beat it
okay.
as fast as possible then on 999, right? Because your health ticks
Yeah.
down, right, by itself.
Yeah, it slowly ticks down,
Okay.
and it's harder. And
You
I've
still
done
take
like
damage?
oh yeah, it's
How
on
do you,
Uber.
how do you do that?
It's harder. It's like if you were playing on the easiest difficulty with like 30 health, or maybe like
Jesus.
40 or 50
Hey, that's pretty hard. Wow.
at all times.
Because I've seen you speedrun it, and I saw a Blood Thunder. I think you ran it too.
Yeah,
And like they both seem like you know, like easy. It's just like I just run past everything. It's not it's a joke. But like in the hardest difficulty, I assume you get like 2 to 3 shots. So you have to.
in the regular normal, like I've done on Uber before, back when I had played it on PlayStation, and it was hard. You do get 2 and 3 shot, like just in the regular Uber
Oh
difficulty.
God.
It
Ugh.
happens.
That doesn't seem fun in a Wolfenstein game to me, but you know, whatever. I'm not the
Listen, man,
speedrunner.
we just play it on easy.
I
It's
can
more
see
fun that
why,
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would try to find a game that only takes like 2 hours to beat, but I can only play while running slowly on a treadmill. So like, after like 20 minutes, you're just like,
running-
but you're like so tired, but you like can't play, and then you get back
Ru-
on, and you play a little bit more, and then you're like, ah, that'd
slowly.
be funny.
Are you talking about
Yeah.
walking?
What?
You said running
It just went through
slowly.
his mind.
Did I say walking slowly?
You said running slowly.
Yeah, running slowly.
Why not?
That's
just
like
what?
Just
That's
like
walking.
walking
like
or
a slight
jogging.
jog.
Like a jog. Okay.
Because
speaking,
honestly,
yeah.
I can't. I mean, my job does not give me stamina. I am not a good runner. Like I have some muscle, but if I like go for a jog, like 2 blocks later, I'm like, I'm not a runner.
Death. So back to categories. The categories are decided by the community, right? That speedrun that game.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there's some base guidelines, like you can't, use a cheat engine to beat the game. And it's usually mostly common sense for the base rules and stuff. But say for like, let's say we're going into Ocarina of Time. I actually have this page open right now for glitchless. Now, the community decides what is a glitch and what isn't a glitch, and that's kind of where the walls for each game kind of come down, because some games are just you just run and that's it. You just got to optimize your fighting and stuff. Now, oh my god, this is extended. Okay, so here are the rules for Ocarina of Time glitchless. So there are some things in the game that you may think are actually glitches, but by the community standards, they're not. Okay. Now, here are the allowed techniques,
Oh god.
and I'll explain them.
Just
And I'll
say the
explain them
allowed
as I get
one.
to them.
Don't tell us the banned ones because those are gonna be long
Ju-
as
ju-
hell.
Oh yeah, I'm just the allowed ones. Power crouch stabbing. Basically, the last item that you did a jump slash with, if you do a crouch stab, it takes the power of that last jump slash attack. So usually with a Deku stick, you do a jump slash and that does 4 damage. But if you get your regular smaller sword and you do a crouch stab, it also does 4 damage, and you can do it a lot quicker. Roll of invincibility, you get invincibility frames. Just some time where you can't get hit. Jump slashing in midair for more distance. That's just like trying to get more distance. That's not really a glitch. Shield dropping, I'm not quite sure what that is. Using a broken Deku stick, I don't know. I don't know a lot of these things. I don't run this game. Rolling from the blue switch in Jabu Jabu's belly. This is a very specific one. Basically, there's a switch that you have to put down, put something down on in order to open a door. You can actually stand on the switch and like pause buffer while rolling to the door and get through the door before it closes. That's not considered a glitch. Damage boosting. You get hit, you go further. That's also very specific. Damage buffering. If you get hit and then you can pause buffer and do some stupid stuff.
So it's pause buffering.
Pause buffering? Okay, I should probably explain that. Pause buffering is a technique in the game that, in a lot of games that you ever use them in. You pause, then you unpause, and when you pause again, the game progresses by 1 frame. So it can, like, there's a lot of tricks that have a 1 frame window in order to get them.
Oh,
and
so it's
you
like
can-
safety
yeah.
kind of maybe. It just helps you do the thing.
It's not
easier.
even safety. It's like that's just the strat, because that's really one of the only ways that you're gonna get it.
Yeah,
Because you're looking for a very specific
when
frame.
you pause buffer, like it lets you go a frame at a time if you do it the right way. So like you can specifically fish for the exact frame that you need to do something. So like if it's an out of bounds glitch, you can pause buffer it in like a corner until you get to the right one and then glitch out. That way you don't have to just like leave it to the luck of the draw whether you get it every time or not. You can just buffer it until you're right. In some games that doesn't work. It really depends on the pause menu.
Okay, and then here's the other only allowed technique that's notable. Attacking through a wall, block, or red ice. Basically, there are some things, like if there's a switch on the other side of a door, you can like use the hammer and you can like jump and hit it through the wall, and that's not considered a glitch.
Okay.
But then there's a whole list of things that aren't allowed, which I'm not going to go through.
Yeah, so it's just like people make specific categories. This is especially true for like older games and games that have glitches like Ocarina of Time and Link to the Past do, where like you can beat the game in a minute. People are just like, man, this sucks. Like we beat the game in a minute. What the hell? Like basically the any percent run for Link to the Past like is never gonna get better.
Well,
Unless they find
we don't know.
something
We don't know that.
I'm saying unless they find something
It's-
radically different.
Unless the person is pretty much a robot, which
Yeah.
at this point the people who run that are pretty much robots.
Yeah.
Which actually that brings up another point that I didn't think of quite yet. A task, which is a tool-assisted speedrun. It's really, really cool. Now, basically what you do is you have this this robot, and you say, and you go and you say, all right, on this frame, put in this input, and you do that for the entire game, and using these ridiculous strats, and you basically just go like optimally throughout the entire game, movement, tricks, everything, and that you basically get the best time possible for that game with the strats that you used in that run. It's
And-
really cool to watch.
And task bots can pull off things that like human beings are not even capable of doing, right?
Like getting a frame perfect trick like 5 times within 20 frames, like
Yeah.
something stupid. I don't know. That's not an example of anything, but that's
It's just
pretty
something
much how
they
it
can
is.
do. Like they did a task run like Super Mario World, I think once, and like
It's
yeah,
it's insane.
they like did it perfectly and like it's like it's amazing to watch task runs because like this is what would happen if a human being wasn't so bad at reacting.
I didn't even know about this.
Yeah, like you,
This is
if you can go watch like AGDQ and SGDQ of task blocks.
I will right now.
yeah.
Not right now, of course. Come on, man. Like
Yeah.
watch the task blocks. Like I remember in one year they had Pokemon Red, and they had the task hack itself to allow like Twitch chat integration into the game.
It's ridiculous.
It was
It's a lot of memory manipulation because basically what they do is they get some like in this year they had, I think it was Super Mario Bros. 2 or something.
yeah.
They basically got themselves to a part of the map which is like below where you're supposed to get to, and they said, all right, you see all these blocks here? This is all the actual memory of the game. And they kind of just like, they're like, let's hit this block here, let's get this shell here and then move it over there and then do all this, and this kind of causes a graphical glitch over here, this causes the music to do this, and it's ridiculous what they can do. And then they were like, all right, well, now that we've played around a little bit, let's just hit this block and we're at the credit sequence.
Yeah, I didn't see the task block this
Helpful.
year, but they're always like hilarious.
Ultra
Yeah.
brought up Ultra Spider brought up speedrunning Undertale, and that does exist. That's really big category.
Let me actually.
But Toby Fox, Toby Turner, the guy that made Undertale,
It's Toby Fox, not Toby.
I know it's Toby
Okay,
Fox.
just making sure.
he actually said that he doesn't want people speedrunning his game.
No,
like people
no.
do.
Here's specifically what he said. He said, at the time, around the time it was released, I believe it was around AGDQ or SGDQ, whenever it was released, he said that he didn't want people to be submitting the game to GDQs because he didn't want any spoilers. Now, since the game has been out for a while, he says he's okay with it.
Oh, really? I thought
Yeah.
he still said it was. I thought he released something after that.
He's okay with speedrunning, he just doesn't want the spoilers to be out there.
But now that
Well,
it's like way after, no one cares, basically, because it's like
Yeah.
the game's out, everyone knows what happens. Suds is gonna kill you. That's the whole game. The end.
Yeah, and then for Undertale, there's speedruns for all these different endings, and there's also all ending. Which
So you go
only
through the
one
game
person.
multiple times.
Yeah.
How long does that take?
8 hours.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like there'd be a lot of skips in Undertale, or at least people trying to find them.
Oh, there's a lot of people. There's 95 people who play it for just the neutral ending for any percent.
Okay.
There's a lot of people who play it.
I mean, that's probably the easiest run to do.
Yeah, for games that are just very popular, there's gonna be a lot of people who run it, which is why there's a lot of Zelda games, a lot of Mario games, a lot of everything. Like if I just go on the top games here,
If it's a Nintendo game, it's probably.
if it's a
the top.
Nintendo game, Portal is really popular. Pokemon Super Meat Boy is up there. Mirror's Edge. I'm just
Yeah,
looking at
Mirror's
these
Edge.
games too.
Mirror's Edge makes sense.
Isn't Trials Evolution like?
Trials
Big
Evolution
deal.
is pretty cool actually.
I didn't expect that. I didn't expect to see that.
I'm
It's
not
pretty cool.
surprised to see Trials because that game is really friggin' annoying and hard.
I didn't like it.
I like
Yeah.
Trials. Like,
It wasn't my kind of game.
Trials is just a joke. I would never actually like try.
Holes.
Jesus.
no,
Now that we've kind of
I enjoyed the game. I
now that
enjoyed
we
it.
kind of talked about what speedrunning is, like, what can speedrunning do for a game? Like,
Okay.
Do you think speedruns are bad? Let's start with this. Do you think they're beneficial to a game's life, or do you think they're more
Absolutely.
detrimental?
Oh, they're definitely beneficial because for
Beneficial.
a game. Let me actually find a game. Okay, here's a really. There's a really good example, and I need to find it.
Any kind of
Barney's
publicity
hide
for a
and
game is
seek
good.
game.
What,
Barney's
the
hide and seek game.
Barney's?
You didn't even know that game existed. I guarantee it. It's a game for Sega Genesis. Came out in 1993.
Is it good?
The game there's how many runners are there for it? Let me look. I'm on the. God damn it! I need to be on the right page here. Okay, there are 124 players for this game.
What game is it called?
Barney's hide and seek game.
Oh my god,
This
that's
shit's my
lit.
jam,
That
okay.
sounds
The
lit, dude.
the strategy for any percent for the
Stop
game
using
is
your
just
young-
hold. Is just
Grow up.
I was using Nick. Come on. You
is
can't
just
say that to me.
is
What
just
is-
hold. You just hold right. You literally hold right, and that's it.
That's the entire game.
In 4 minutes and 22 seconds after you hold right for the entire game, that's it. You're done.
That-
But do you
dude,
like?
let me
Does,
tell you.
does that actually breathe life into the game? Like,
But listen, nobody would have known the game if people weren't speedrunning it. The only reason, like, it's a small example, but let me look at some games here.
Pepsi Man.
Pepsi
Pepsi
Man.
Man.
Pepsi Man. Pepsi Man.
That's a meme now.
Pepsi Man is a great meme. It's a game that most people don't know exists, but there's a lot of people who speedrun it.
And it's a really fun speedrun to watch, I'll be honest.
Well, because there's also really good commentary to it.
Because it's funny. Like,
Yeah.
there's like a real person that shows up. He's fat. He's drinking Pepsi. It's just all a commercial for Pepsi.
Basically.
It's a hidden gem.
I don't know. Like, I feel like for like certain games, a speedrun can really help its longevity. You know?
Longevity.
Yeah. Whatever. Shut up, man. I'm tired. But like, I don't know. I don't feel like it's the catch-all, like, always good for every game, because like sometimes.
Oh no, it's definitely not.
Sometimes games will come out and old people be talking about how can we speedrun this, how can we do this, how can we do this, and it's just like no one actually like enjoys the game. They're just doing it to like get the record, or you know.
Well, that's
good for the
not
game in a way, though.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
here's-
not saying that speedrunning is detrimental. That's just saying this game can't be sped-run and people are trying to force it. If
The
a game
thing-
can be sped-run, it's absolutely positive for the game.
Stop saying sped.
Here's the spin to
Sped-run.
it. It'll
Run,
be
play
great for the
fast.
game for speedrunning
Quickly.
if the game is actually a good speedrun. Now, I think we can explain that a little bit later, but I want to get done with my tangent here. Wolfenstein: The New Order, a game that I've run. There's about 6 people that have done runs. Basically, right now it's like 3 people, including myself. Does it keep the game active? No, not really, but it's still a fantastic game. You can get it out there, and we could say, guys, buy this game. It's a fantastic game casually. It's not detrimental. It helps a little bit, but it doesn't help to the level of most Nintendo games do. It's not at that level.
Yeah, it's just like something that a couple of people do out of like passion for the game, right?
Oh, it's a real good game. Of course, I'm starting to hate it just because of grinding it out, and I got a little burned out. But it's fun, man. It's a good game.
Would you say it's gnarly, wicked, lit as fuck, fam?
No,
What?
it's
okay,
not that.
You're
It's,
a
the
child.
pacing of the
You're a
game isn't
child.
that
You're
great.
You're a
I mean,
tiny,
it's-
small
it's-
child.
You
It's
could be my
really
dad, Nick. You
it's
could be my
not
grandpa.
it's not a fantastic speedrun by any means, but I
Much
enjoy it.
better.
That's a good question to ask then. What makes a speedrun good? Because a lot of people probably have different definitions. Some people like to see a game get broken, and like that's their favorite speedruns. Like they like to see that Ocarina of Time run that takes 5 minutes because it breaks the entirety of the game. Other people
like
like me,
Skyrim.
I like to watch 100% runs because I like to watch 100% glitchless runs personally. Because I think
Okay, here's-
those showcase like the most skill. I think.
Absolutely.
Well, okay. Now I'm
Depending on how
not
hard
gonna
you
get
do-
into this. Glitches do take skill. Some of them.
Some of them, yeah.
However, here's what I'm gonna say. Some people like different kinds of runs. What I'm gonna say on what makes a speedrun good isn't on either of those things. It's the pacing of the actual game. Now, I'm gonna keep using Wolfenstein. It's the one that I know the best. It has really bad pacing throughout the game. You start off, there's a bunch of just cutscenes that you can't skip. You have to go through the game, and it's the first half of the run is kind of a little boring. Like only the last half hour of the game really picks itself up, and it feels fast. That's the thing of a speedrun. I feel like a lot of people want to feel like you're going fast, you're getting things done, you're doing all this, instead of like, all right, so we're just gonna run for 5 minutes.
So basically, a better speed. You'd rather see like a Mega Man speedrun than like a Walking Dead speedrun, where it's like.
Well, I want to see something that's paced well. If it's slow the whole way through,
Give me an example.
like that'll be okay. Okay, Wolfenstein is bad pacing. What's a game with? I can't think of a game with really slow pacing. There's games with really fast pacing. I could probably go with most Sonic games.
Give me fast pacing. God damn.
Yeah, So okay, Zelda
Slow
games.
pacing, Ocarina of Time. Yeah.
Zelda games are usually really good with that kind of stuff because you see things going on. You see there's all this stuff like going around. Like you watch 100% speedrun, like just regular 100%. That has a lot of stuff going on. Like it's 4 hours. It's a little over 4 hours to get everything in the game. You know. So that's what I'm gonna say. It's not the glitches. It's not the lack of glitches. It's how fast the game feels like it's going.
Okay, I kind of disagree with you there, just because I think I like seeing the runner exhibit as much skill as they can. Basically, I like watching runs that I think take skill, and I do agree with you. Like it does take skill to pull off glitches, but it's not the kind of skill I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the guy who's like, okay, I know the game this well that I know I can clip through a wall here in like a perfect frame, because that does take skill. But that's not the kind of skill I want. I want to see like total mastery of a game's like systems itself, not the exploitation of the game.
You want to see people master the hand that they've dealt.
Yeah,
you,
I'm not
making
saying
their own
that's-
hand.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's not important, but it's like in the pacing of the game involves movement tech. You know how the person moves. Ocarina of Time. I want to bring this game up as much as I can, just because you're here, Jordan.
I know. I'm biting my
Ocarina of
tongue.
Time. There's so many different ways to move in that game that's faster than just walking forwards. There's rolling, there's side hopping, there's back walking, there's back flipping. There's all this different kind of stuff that's faster that you're going to see in a glitchless run, right?
Depending
So
on the position that they're in.
Yeah, depending on the position that they're in. That does take skill to be able to know exactly which way is the fastest way to go.
And if they mess
And
up somewhere, they might need to use some
that's
other.
not necessarily skill. That's knowledge. Like they know.
I mean, see, once you've played through a game that many times, it doesn't really require skill anymore. It requires knowledge of previous experiences.
Like honestly, if you're serious about breaking a world record, honestly, you just watch the world record, memorize it, maybe find a way to speed up a couple things here and there, and then do it.
Not necessarily.
Depending on
game.
what it depends on the game. If you're doing a glitchless run, then it's a lot of movement optimization, a lot of I need to be able to do this faster than other times. Sometimes there's some tricks that people don't get first try because this isn't a perfect world.
Yeah. There's
And you
also
say,
RNG.
all right.
Some
Yeah,
runs
or
have
there's
a lot
RNG in
of
some games.
Yeah, and that.
We should probably explain RNG.
Okay,
um,
so RNG is random number generation. Basically, it means that
Anything random.
yeah, the game
Get lucky.
the game rolls the dice and basically decides your fate. There's no skill involved whatsoever. It's just a random number roll. So there's parts. Say I'm gonna use Sunshine because that's what I just did. In Sunshine, the King Boo boss is an RNG fight because you can spin the slots, get fruit 3 times, and beat the boss in 2 minutes. You can spin then the next run. You could not get fruit. You get fruit 3 times, but instead of back to back, it's spread out over like 20 spins. It's possible.
Yeah.
It's not likely,
then-
but it's possible.
Yeah, the best example of RNG in most games is enemy placement, like where an enemy is. That's
Earthbound.
Earthbound, yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of
random-
games,
enemy
it's random
placement
RNG.
and damage done. Like Earthbound speedruns are 90% RNG because there aren't skips you can do. I think there's a couple cutscene skips you can do, but besides that, it's just RNG
Yeah.
and stamina, being able to power through the 6 hours it takes to get through the game speedrun.
A lot of the longer speedruns, it does come down to stamina because a lot of people can't hold that level of concentration to get a world record.
Even
over
though they
6
think they
hours.
can, they start messing up without realizing it.
Yeah, and then quit.
And like Hearthstone speedruns, dude, they're pretty cool.
Dude.
Shut the hell
Those
up.
actually exist. I'm not kidding. They exist.
How
I've
do you
seen happen
speedrun
before.
Hearthstone?
Adventure mode. When
God, that's
Blackrock came out, there
that's
were people that were
dumb.
speedrunning it.
That's so dumb.
I know, but there are people that actually take it seriously.
Yeah, there's a
You
few
can
people that do
speedrun
it.
Pokemon Go and you're just sprinting down the street, like actually running.
There's
to the-
actually-
there's a Pokemon over there.
No, I don't want to go too off topic here, but there's a 12-hour speedrunning challenge, and to dumb it down a little bit, it's basically just 12 hours. You learn how to do a speedrun, you do one run, is the basis of doing that 12-hour challenge. They're gonna do another one, and Whitwick submitted Pokemon Go as a game he's gonna learn how to speedrun.
How the
Horrible.
fuck do you speedrun Pokemon Go?
It's all
I don't
RNG
know.
and just knowing where the stops are.
It's the stops.
What's the
actually-
goal?
I guess-
There's no
Apparently-
end goal in Pokemon Go. There's no end
capture a-
state.
Collect
Capture a
all
gym, maybe?
150. I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, they're actually.
You can't
achievements
capture
in
all
Pokemon
150
Go.
yet.
I know 147 or something.
There are achievements.
yeah.
You could say who gets this achievement first, who gets this Pokemon to a certain level or evolution.
We don't know.
They're
No one's
different
actually.
categories.
We don't know if anyone's actually done it yet.
Let's do it. Let's do it right now.
Does,
Like,
does the Pokemon
Yeah,
in
Sun-
your
Sunday
area
Uli,
change
yeah.
like every day so that you can eventually catch them all?
No.
No.
It depends where you live.
Well, yeah, it depends where you live.
Yeah, there are certain Pokemon only in certain areas. Australia only has Kangaskhan's. You can only get them there.
That's it. And
So
on the entire continent.
literally,
And you
no
can
one
o-
else can get
you can only get
Kangaskhan's.
You can only get Tauros in America. There's certain Pokemon you
Wow.
can only get in certain regions, and I think that's cool. But that's besides.
That is
the
very
point.
cool, but then you need a trading thing so that
And
You
that's
can
something
get
that
them
they
all.
want to work on, but
because how the hell you can't expect people to fly all over the world to fill out your
I think you might be
Pokedex.
able to hatch some stuff from eggs and stuff.
Look,
I don't know.
Yeah, you can. You
The
can
most-
hatch random rare
Okay,
Pokemon.
but
from
let's
eggs.
let's take this
That's something that
back
takes
to
time.
not Pokemon Go.
Yeah, fuck Pokemon Go.
I'm on it right now. Don't worry. Okay.
Let me just pick up my phone and play some Pokemon Go right now.
That's the podcast now. Screw speedruns. We're gonna play.
All of a sudden,
Sure.
Sunday just
I'll make
Sun-
Drappy.
Sunday looks
One's
down.
over there
He's
now.
like, "Shit! There's a Golbat in my living room." Just runs out of the room.
Yeah.
Don't actually leave, okay?
Anyway, we were talking about what
That's
makes a
what's my
speedrun good. Now here's something that we haven't mentioned yet. The speedrunner's commentary on the run. It can make or break a run, whether you enjoy it or not.
The commentary.
The commentary can make or break the run.
Yeah, like,
depending
It's
I-
hard
on
to
the run.
commentate
I-
the speedrun while
I
you're
didn't
doing
give
it.
a shit about Lake Bashi until like I saw Luix run it at an AGDQ year once. I was like, wow, this is actually like pretty funny.
How
Like-
about the one clap man, dude? How about the one clap man?
Bubbles, they'll
One,
like,
one,
I
one
didn't-
clap, please.
I
That was
did
a
not
great
care
meme,
about
though.
Fallout. I did not care about Fallout at all, but just him sitting there and commentating it, I got into it.
All right, guys, give him one clap for that.
I didn't-
Anyway,
yeah,
but like you watch certain runs and you think, wow, this person is like, I enjoy watching this because this person is good at talking and this. Well, okay, maybe not that, but like they're talking about something that I like. If you watch the Jack and Daxter run from this past
I
SGDQ,
heard that was good.
that has some fun commentary to it. And while I don't really care that much about Jack and Daxter, I enjoyed watching that run. You know?
I feel like a lot of the speedrunners that I've seen anyway at SGDQ and AGDQ are they seem like, of course they're really tied into what they're doing in the game, obviously, but they seem like really, I'm like uptight, I guess. They don't want to have fun, or they can't think of anything.
That- It's a byproduct of the rules
they're
of
really
SGDQ.
serious.
Because, well, okay, first of all, there's concentration. Second of all,
Yeah,
there's the
obviously.
rules that, like, some people, like, they're usually talking about, you know, all this different kind of stuff. They have this dark humor. They swear a lot, and the SGDQ, you just can't do that. So when they're out of their own environment, they're probably gonna feel
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
I get that. But
And
then another
plus
guy
you-
will come on after them and they'll be like, memes, what's up? One clap. Yeah.
Plus you're playing in front of like 120, 140,000 people. Like-
Yeah, I get that.
That all,
but
it all
I see
comes
that a
down
lot
to like the
on AGDQs.
it comes
SGDQs.
down to like the comfort of that person as like a performer,
Yeah.
basically, because they're just performing at that point. Whether they're confident enough in their skills and like their commentary, that's not. I've watched people that I thought had bad runs at like SGDQ, like I didn't think they commentated well, but like it was a fun run, so I've watched them, and then like they were hilarious on their streams, and then I listened to their streams like, oh, this is why they didn't say anything, because they can't talk about this shit while streaming at AGDQ.
Who wants to blend up some babies with me?
Yeah, it's stuff not like that, not that level, but you know, close enough. It was just stuff like that. It just comes down to like a lot of it comes down to nerves. Like those people aren't used to playing video games in front of like 200 live people behind them, you know?
Yeah, it can be up to like 1,000 in that room. That room is really big. Like
Yeah.
it's a lot of stress. I can imagine. I haven't been to one, but I can imagine.
Yeah,
But on top of that, what do you think is a good game that doesn't need good commentary to be fun to watch? I personally think Portal's really fun to watch because
Portal is fun to watch. Portal inbound specifically. Out of bounds is kind of a boring run. It's just kind of.
Really?
It's basically just get out of bounds, shoot a portal
I
at
can
the
see
end of
that.
the level at the
I
next
do like
elevator.
watching the bunny hops, especially the bunny hops that are out of bounds. Where they're just on these small little posts.
Well, they're not out of bounds, but
ceilings.
I like in Portal specifically, at least I like to actually see the level go by really, really quickly, and you know it's more. I don't know.
They have to actually do the
It seems
puzzles.
more creative. You know, there's solutions that they're coming up with because they can't go out of bounds.
I'm trying to
Portal's
think of
is
my
really fun to
favorite
watch.
speedrun to watch, like purely based on gameplay. I'm trying to think.
Tetris, dude.
Okay,
Tetris is a really
Grandmaster
fun-
Tetris
yeah.
is like really fun to
It's-
watch.
But that's
Yeah.
really fun to watch because it's
insane.
really competitive. It's just
Yeah.
really competitive, and they're so
And
good.
it's really hard.
Yeah.
Games that are usually like really hard to play casually, like Tetris Grandmaster, which I've never played the Grandmaster, but I'm assuming it's hard, or like Boshi, stuff like that.
I love watching
it's
platformers.
enjoyable. It's
It's
enjoyable
classic.
to watch people do something really hard, really fast.
Shovel Knight's really fun to watch.
Never seen Shovel
Shovel
Knight.
Knight is fun to watch.
I've never
I'll
seen
agree
a
with that
speedrun
much.
of it.
I've never seen a speedrun either, but watching Game Grumps play it was so much fun. I like watched that one multiple times. I actually enjoyed watching that. It's because I hate playing platformers are one of the only types I don't really like, but Shovel Knight was such a fantastic game that I didn't
I need to
mind
finish
watching
it.
a couple people play it because it was so good. Even as a guy who doesn't really like platformers, even I can recognize that
And
game was
that's
absolutely
a game
amazing.
with a lot of speedrun potential too, and it is.
I
yeah,
agree.
A
I-
bunch of items
yeah.
in it that may purposely make you go fast, but it takes a lot of skill.
I think a lot of platformers.
It's
just-
been a dagger. Hello. Sorry.
Oh, good question.
I love that.
Good question just came to my mind, sort of inspired by spiders. What do you think's the best genre that's like built for speedrunning?
Platformers.
I'd say
Platformers, yeah.
I'd say 3D platformers specifically.
Platformers and adventure games are probably the best speedruns to watch.
Yeah.
I agree with the 3D
Like Mario
platforms
64, yeah.
because being in a 3D plane changes everything. Being on a
Yeah.
2D plane, you can have a lot of people have the same time because it's just left and right. So as long as you just like
Sometimes.
hold right and jump at the right times, well, maybe depends on the game, obviously.
Yeah.
But on a 3D plane where it's like I'm here and I have to get over there, like holy cow,
Because it's like
the
there's
times
the
are going to
optimal-
be absolutely
there's
different.
the optimal route that you would go casually, but then there's how can we clip into this mountain to go through it instead of going around it, and
Yeah.
that is what really breaks the game.
Like I say I'm gonna say adventure games. I think I like adventure.
Adventure games are definitely
because like
stuff that has an open world.
I love
Definitely,
I
yeah.
love watching. I loved watching all the Bethesda games break, even Skyrim. Even though I hate Skyrim, like I loved watching it break because it was like
Yeah.
Skyrim
hilarious.
is the Elder
I
Scrolls
wasn't too
games
into
are so
Fallout,
broken.
but
I liked Fallout 4 run a
but
lot.
watching Skyrim was a lot of fun.
Not 3.
I just
3
like I
was
just
weird.
liked Fallout 4. If it didn't have Del Fuego there, I would have thought it was really slow, but
Bubbles
good
is a
jump
cool
combat.
dude, man. He's a cool dude.
he seems like it.
I think my favorite game to probably watch a run though is Dark Souls. Any of the Dark Souls games besides 2. So like Bloodborne, Demon. I'll watch anything
fun to
but Dark
watch.
Souls 2, just because of my
Yeah,
intense
Dark
hatred
Souls
for that
3
game.
actually has
I don't really
a
like-
speedrun. I haven't seen it yet.
I don't really like watching Dark Souls because I like playing them.
I like watching the speedruns just because because Dark Souls games most of the time like they don't ever do like out of bounds. They do like weapon set glitches, but where you switch like they'll do weapon move set glitches where and this is only in Dark Souls 1, where as far as I'm aware you switch out the move you keep the stats of one weapon, but you switch out its move sets with another. So like you can get like the power of a greatsword into the move set of like an S stock, which is really fast.
Really?
Yeah, it's they don't really do stuff like that because it's kind of hard. It's not hard to pull off. Like to get something you want, and also with the moveset you want takes a lot of time. So they'll just switch it out with something really fast in the beginning, and then run with that. But Dark Souls speedruns are all about like mechanical mastery. That's why I like watching them.
Yeah.
There's a couple.
There's
like,
some games.
Go ahead.
Oh, there's some games that it's hard to get out of bounds, or out of bounds just doesn't work very well. Dark Souls might be one of those games. I'm not quite sure, but some games are actually really solidly built, and it's hard to break them. Kind of like
Speaking of-
Wolfenstein.
Speaking of breaking games, you know how in Overwatch there was that glitch where Reaper could get on the top of the Temple of Anubis and contest the point from above the map? 8-Bit Bonfire accidentally did that the other day, even though they patched that already. Like just a couple days ago, he was like, "How did I get up here?" And he was like on top of the point. It was so funny.
So you speedrun it though?
Well, we're talking about glitches, breaking games.
I know.
On topic.
I speedrun Overwatch.
Like it's
Yeah.
yeah.
How fast can you lose, nerd?
Wow.
So
You've heard me so many times today, Nick.
If I had to recommend like a mechanical, like if you want to watch a
Make my
speedrun
fist
that's
harder.
like mechanically challenging and like it's a lot about like mechanical knowledge and like not just like knowing when to break the game, watch a Dark Souls run. Original Dark Souls. I don't know enough about 3 or Bloodborne to tell you to watch those. But I know that
Oh.
the original Dark Souls is like really fun to watch. And there's different categories for different weapons, I think, too. But I'm not
Let me
100%.
check.
Because
I have it open.
I know there's a difference between any percent and any percent no weapon swap glitch. And I know people like name their run based on the weapon they use. There's there's Gravelord Greatsword runs. There's S-Stock runs.
Yeah, on speedrunner.com, it's just any percent kill and skip, which I don't know what that is.
I know what that is. Yeah.
And then there's all bosses.
Okay. Yeah. I like watching all boss runs because I just like seeing
All boss
everything
runs
die.
are pretty cool.
Yeah, I just like watching everything die. And there's more skips involved in all boss runs too, because you have to skip and fight them in the best order that's for time. Because you have to end up in a certain spot at a certain point in the game. So.
Dark Souls speedruns are way more tactical than you'd think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like a really small thing, but I love how they can navigate them through the menus so fast while they're going through like loading screens or something to optimize time, even though they're
baby.
even though their menus are always going to be different because they're always getting new items, but they can just go so fast they always know where everything is. It must be
and the fact that since they're not leveling up a whole lot, like they get to some of the later bosses, and if they get hit once, they're dead. That's
yeah. I mean, but
like
that's like something you learn to do. You can learn the boss's patterns and what they do.
And it's still hard though.
Yeah, I know. No, it's definitely hard.
It's
but
like, and then they go
it's
down.
just so amazing to me that they can
down
go
there.
that fast through the menus, even though the menus are constantly changing based on what they're picking up, and they can just go like doo while they're.
And they just know. It's real impressive.
Mm-hmm. It's insane.
I just like Dark Souls speedruns. I didn't think about that for a while because
I like you, okay?
I'm still mad at you. Sorry.
Why are you mad?
You're a quitter.
I let you win.
You're a quitter.
No, he's 0 for 2. One more, and then we'll start calling him a quitter
it's
all the
too
time.
late. He's too far gone. He's a quitter.
We can still continue because you didn't finish, so we can still continue tomorrow. So
there's no point because I'll win.
See,
There's
Senna,
no
you see, you're just saying you're gonna win. I'm not quitting. You're just trying to make me quit at this point.
Technically, maybe like Saturday or Sunday, I'll just speed run it, and then I'll just compare my time to yours, Jorp.
You'll probably do it faster.
And mine
than
too.
I will.
I think I will go faster than you, especially because of that last hour.
Yeah, I'm pretty tilted from that last.
It was pretty.
Last
It
hour.
was pretty harsh.
Yeah.
Like I was enjoying it because when people do, the worse people play, the more entertained I am because it's funny. When people are just good, I'm like, okay, you're good. Well, bleh.
Well, at that point, it's like you look at it and like, oh, that's pretty impressive, and it's like at that point, some people will just do the commentary, which helps with it. But an entertaining run, it doesn't always depend on the person's skill. Like somebody's gonna be really good or really bad.
I love playing video games with my friends who are bad at video games because I get so much entertainment out of it. I love playing video games with my friend Bree. Bree's not very good at games, and playing a game called Monaco with her was one of the funnest things I've ever done in my life. Like, she kept dying constantly, and I kept like running over, sneaking over, and then I'd help her up, and then I'd like literally 5 seconds later she'd walk out, like get shot in the face, and then it was so funny. I love playing with people.
That makes me raise
games.
a question: are co-op speedruns a thing? Are there games where people speedrun like in co-op?
Portal, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like
Portal.
what?
No, Borderlands. That's the first one that came to mind. Borderlands is a game where co-op can actually be faster.
Wow. Okay.
That's a really cool idea.
Portal 2 co-op. That's actually a really cool run.
I've watched that before. There's so much like you have to live together.
Yeah, you really have to. It's not easy.
Yeah, I figured watching a co-op speedrun would be really cool because like both players have to be like perfectly in sync.
Since competition, we don't go well together. You guys want to speedrun Portal with me sometime?
No.
Co-op instead of
No,
competition?
I don't.
Okay.
You'll quit halfway through.
It's
I'll
true.
Have to finish it. I'll have to finish it by myself.
What other stuff is there?
We should speedrun things that should not be speedrun. You should just combine social eating and speedrun, and then you're just like, I'm gonna eat this Chinese food as fast as I can.
You actually can't do that.
Yeah,
It's
you're not
against the
allowed to.
rules.
No.
It's like it falls under self-harm or something.
Yeah.
Self-harm?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
something like that.
You're just choking on a hot dog.
Yeah, they basically said no challenges.
Yeah, so that's because if you choke, you can't sue Twitch, basically.
Oh, of course.
But I'm gonna do it anyways. Jokes on them. Ha!
Halo
Not really,
co-op.
though.
I'm just
Don't
looking at a bunch of co-op runs.
Halo co-op would be pretty cool.
But
Castle Crashers
Yeah,
4.
Castle
I'd be
Crash
down.
would be a cool run, I think.
I mean, that would just be that.
I could
think
actually
no.
do that too.
I think Castle Crashers, even if you're in a professional, let's speedrun this game. After like half of the game, people are just gonna start trolling each other.
Speedrun to 1 million followers on Twitch.
Beat
Oh,
you there,
God.
kiddo.
I give up. I surrender immediately. I haven't streamed in almost a month. Like, I don't stand a chance.
Me either.
Like,
It's okay.
you're gonna get rated by PewDiePie one of these days, okay?
Yeah, he totally streams.
Yeah, I just have to play whatever game he's playing, right? Just copy what he does.
We are
Mhm.
we are in the second
And then
hour of the
scream and
podcast,
fall out of
so
my chair all the time.
we're-
If
We
you
are.
have questions, even if they're
Yeah,
not related
I've-
to the
I've
topic,
got-
feel free to ask me. I've
Yeah,
got some
I
questions
saw
down,
you put
too.
some in Discord.
I have got a.
I have a
bunch
couple
here.
for Forgiven.
Okay,
course you
so
do.
I have every question. So hold on, we're gonna go through in a
So
order.
I also have a question.
Ultra Spider asked, "Can you
Well,
speedrun
just gonna-
fighting games?
Yes.
What can you give me some examples? Like, what are some like fighting game speedruns to watch?
I don't know anyone who speedruns fighting games. They're not exactly my kind of thing, but you definitely can. I'm looking right now. I'm pretty sure people speedrun Super Smash Brothers. You can probably speedrun like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, stuff like
Anything
that.
like
It's,
that.
yeah,
it's
Mortal
based
Kombat definitely.
it's based on a bunch of it's based on combos and
Soul
getting them into the
Calibur.
corner and not letting them out.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of skips
Soul
in there, though.
Calibur, you could speedrun.
Anything about
Yeah.
like with a story mode, I'm guessing you can pretty much speedrun.
Yeah, any fighting game with a story mode, basically.
Soul Calibur's got like different kinds of modes other than just story that you could totally speedrun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's less like speedruns in like fighting games and more like score attack, like basically like
Yeah.
like fights who can get the highest score.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
I'd
Yeah,
say-
there's stuff like that.
I think that's more of a fighting. That's just me personally. What I think. I could
No,
be
but
wrong.
Super Smash Brothers has an actual like speedrunning event. Like this record for all events is 36 minutes.
I never thought
So-
that people would speedrun that game. That's a really weird game for me, at least to think that they would speedrun.
Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
I really liked the campaign in that game in Brawl.
Yeah, Brawl's the only one who had a campaign.
I can't believe the
That's the
new
one
one
I played.
didn't really have one. That was garbage. I was so disappointed.
They went back to the original ways, which I like. Because, I mean, I like Brawl's campaign, but I couldn't see them doing a second one.
I liked that, like, in, I can't remember which one, maybe it was Melee, but one of them you literally had to finish, like, the first level with the last, like, number being, like, a 0 or a 1, and then you would fight Luigi at the end of it. Like, that was how you unlock Luigi.
I don't remember, so...
I don't know.
I love that. That was so cool. It just means, like, randomly one time when you just beat the story mode, like, Luigi's gonna pop up. And that's so cool.
Yeah, there's a lot about that. There's a lot of just random things in Smash Brothers, though, so... who knows?
I just love Smash Bros. I just love unlocking characters, and then as soon as I'm done, I play it for, like, a little bit longer, and I'm done.
Yeah, but you can't
I love
speedrun
unlocking-
that.
No, I can't. But I'm just saying, I love
No, yeah.
unlocking stuff.
I do,
Yeah.
too.
I'd like to answer Lion's question before we,
What
even though
is
she
it?
just asked it. She asked if there's any game that's like a good game for starting out on speedrunning. If you want to get into speedrunning, like what's a good game to start with?
That's a hard question to answer because
I
the best answer that you can give is take a game that you don't mind playing 1,000 times over.
Take a game that you
Speed
like
on that.
but you don't really like.
No, I'd say take something that is a story game that you might not have played otherwise, that you could probably play 1,000 times over, and just do that.
Yeah,
So something
I-
you haven't already played?
There's some game, like honestly, if it's a game that people will say is really easy to pick up, but you don't like the game, you're gonna hate playing it. It's gonna be really hard for you. But if it's a game that you enjoy, but it's still a hard game, it's gonna be really easy to pick up because you're gonna say, all right, I'm gonna pick this up. I'm gonna learn these few strats that I'll be able to do, and then you'll do it and you'll have fun with it. Because having fun is the goal in speedrunning. It's not like, here, I want to get a record. That's my only goal ever. You know, at
Yeah.
a certain point, like your goal becomes getting a world record. But like, if you're just picking it up, just have fun, man.
Yeah,
You know?
I definitely only speedrun something like, Sunshine or Dark Souls, something that I like really like, that I could see like a lot
But
of like
wouldn't
fun
it ruin
things
it for you
happening.
if you? Wouldn't it,
For
like,
some
ruin it
people,
you
for
if
some
you-
people, it will.
like
It
the
depends
game?
what kind of person you are with
I-
that kind of stuff.
It depends on
But-
the game too. Like I've casually run
Yeah.
through Dark Souls 8 separate times. Like I can
Yeah.
just I like even if I'm not speedrunning, I can be like, okay, this is what I have to do here, here, and here.
I guess so.
Yeah, if you're like Nick and you like don't want to play through a game a second time right after you've done it, don't worry about speedrunning. But if you want to go into speedrunning and you can play a game over and over again, find a game that's fun. There's a lot of fun games out there. Wolfenstein is one of them. I don't recommend speedrunning it though because it's terribly paced.
I could never. I don't think.
But
I'd
what's
ever...
a game that's really well paced then?
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls. There's a lot of 2D platformers that are pretty well paced. Like a lot of Mario games that you probably do.
I'd say like Zelda runs usually are pretty.
Zelda
well-paced.
depends what game it is.
It depends on the category.
It depends on the game.
I'm gonna
depends on the
speedrun
category.
the Minish Cap.
No.
That
Bless you.
I don't know how. Let me actually.
Don't speedrun that game. That game would be terrible to speedrun.
It's already so short. Like I remember like nothing about that game because I remember beating it in like
And any
couple
percent
hours.
any percent is 2 hours. It's not too broken then. If that's
Maybe
the
in
case,
a world
100%
record, Nick.
is-
No, that game sucks. I was joking.
Well,
Man,
Forgiven, I have another question for you, Forgiven.
I'm here.
I got it. Killer
No,
asked
I know.
you.
Like I had a question.
Oh,
Whatever.
well, hold on.
Jesus.
You're last. You're a host. We'll get to this. Killer
Okay.
asked a question. He said, on a scale from 1 to 10, how painful was it to see me and Sunday run Sunshine?
I'm not a Sunshine speedrunner, so it really wasn't that bad for me. But watching Sunday fail on that windmill for like 20 minutes is painful, just
The
like
question
as
for
a casual
Highland.
player.
Because Highland actually speedruns it.
Yeah.
So Highland.
But
feel free
yeah,
to answer that.
Sunday, you were really bad on that Ferris wheel. That was really bad.
Forgiven, you don't live that far away from me.
I will find you. I have a particular set of skills, and I will kill you.
All right, we got that question out of the way. They were horrible. You're horrible, Spider. I did great. I didn't quit. Lion asked you a question as well, Forgiven. He said,
Oh, boy.
She said, how long does it take to do a first playthrough on Wolfenstein: The New Order when you're doing it blind? So like, not
Like the
speedrun.
last time I did a casual playthrough was over 2 years ago. If you're gonna go, I want to say there's a website that'll tell you this.
It's like
HowLongYouBeat.com.
Yeah, it's like
But I'm gonna say if you're just gonna run through the game, if you're literally just going, I'd say at a modest pace, you could probably finish it in like 10 to 15 hours.
it's a really
just if you're just kinda-
it's a pretty long.
And
If
how
you're-
long for a speedrun?
For a speedrun, less than 2 hours.
Like
Wow.
I remember you finishing in like an hour 50, hour 40.
My
something like that.
personal best is 1 hour and 39 minutes.
Oh, okay, never mind.
For if you're gonna go completionist on it, it might take you 20 to 25 hours, maybe 30. I haven't done completionist on it though, so I wouldn't know.
For a shooter though, like it's pretty long for a shooter.
Yeah.
Not a lot of shooting game. Like I ran. I don't want to say sped run, but when I was like 10, I ran through World at War as fast as I possibly could, and like I beat it in like an hour. You know.
I'm not actually curious if people have done runs of that.
If they didn't, I'm gonna submit I'll be like, look, I don't have the split, but I swear this is how long it took. Okay.
About an hour and a half.
Hour and a half. Okay, I did it faster than that. Wow.
Co-op is about an hour and 9 minutes.
Is that on? I'm guessing easiest difficulty.
Probably
If
yeah.
it doesn't say, I'm assuming, because on easy difficulty, I literally just ran through everything. I didn't fight anything. I just ran real fast.
Yeah, but anyway, that's your answer for you.
All right. Spider had another question. He said, opinion on horror game speedruns. And in parentheses, but I love
Depends
horror
on the
games.
game. Some games are really good, like the Amnesia speedruns are really good. But stuff like Soma had a speedrun that was okay.
When you're
So-
speedrunning the game, it really takes away from the horror aspect.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that I'll take away from it. But like Outlast is actually a pretty good speed game.
Almost all
it's
the
pretty
Resident
broken.
Evil games are amazing speedruns. They're like really mechanically challenging. You have to have a lot of knowledge to finish them, and they're actually really cool to watch.
Yeah, when I answer a question, I usually answer in terms of modern speedruns because that's just what I know.
I feel yeah. I've only really watched like Resident Evil runs. I watched I think a Silent Hill run once, and it was kind of weird.
And if you look at the games that I've run, they pretty much all came out in the last 10 years.
Yeah, I'm more into the older games usually. It really depends because I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more glitches in the newer games for like stuff like that, but in the older games there's a lot more
It
game-breaking
depends.
glitches.
Yeah, I speedrun
It
ET.
really depends. What?
I speedrun ET.
Shut the fuck up. No one cares. All right.
Gee, it's so savage
E-
today versus me. Come on.
ET, the speedrun is
you're a quitter.
about 2 minutes or something.
Is there really a speedrun for ET? He was
Yeah,
he was
there is.
memeing.
It's like 2 minutes. I've seen it
ET,
before.
1 minute
It's
21
just
seconds.
all RNG. All RNG.
Jesus,
You
that's
just,
no.
go,
Well,
you just go
okay,
to the second
there's-
room. You go to the second room and try to get something to drop on top of you. Then you win the game title screen.
There's also RNG manipulation. So world record for any percent is actually 53 seconds.
Jesus. Who cares? It's ET. It killed the gaming industry for a bit.
Anyway, next question.
It's
Actually,
not-
Sunday, did you want to ask your question?
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Sunday.
Forgiven. What do you think? Or I guess this is anybody. What do you think is one of the slowest paced, most boring speed runs you've ever seen? It just involves walking around primarily, I guess.
I want to say if any Telltale game, I don't think anyone's actually done any runs of those, but that would probably be a pretty boring speedrun because it's just playing through the game.
He stole my answer.
Or the those Lego games.
Lego games.
Yeah, those you can. There's like some things that you can like skip a little bit, but usually they're pretty boring. You
I
just
didn't
play
even
through.
think about that.
I feel like the collectathon games are usually really boring to watch, with exception to a couple of them, just because it's
Yeah.
literally just walking around like in a certain order and getting items. I like
And
personally the only like collectathon game I like watching speedruns of. I've seen a couple of them is Jack and Daxter, and that's I think I wouldn't like that if I didn't like the game so much. Basically,
I basically liked it because of the commentary. Fallout 3 was basically a walking simulator, which is what Bubbles Del Fuego called it. He's a
Yeah.
runner for the game.
I actually have two games. I'd say Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. That's
I
pretty
didn't
boring
watch
to
that run. I heard it was pretty bad though.
I love that game. Like everybody hates it, but I actually love the game just because I played when I was little. It's like my first PlayStation 1, 2 game, one of those, whatever. I don't even remember. And what was the other one I had? Earthbound. Even though I love Earthbound,
Earthbound
speedrun.
is, eh.
a lot
it's
of
6 hours of walking
a lot
and
of
trying to get good
JRPG,
RNG.
yeah, a lot of JRPG speedruns are pretty like lame too because it's like
There's a
random
few
encounters.
Final Fantasy games that have decent speedruns.
Which ones? Do you know?
They're like okay. Final Fantasy 6 has a few tricks in it, I think.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm not quite sure.
Mm-hmm. But the few people that do watch Earthbound speedruns and like Mother 3 speedruns are really, really, really into it.
Yeah.
Do they RP?
Because you got to go for 6 hours. Like you got to be into it, you know.
Okay, yeah, I don't know enough about JRPG speedruns to really say. I'm just saying based on what my fanboyism of JRPGs, I feel like they really suck to watch, unless you find some major glitches, because they're all gonna be really long no matter what.
You can skip a lot of things.
Yeah, but it's still the games are usually like 80 plus hours
Yeah.
long. If you cut it down, it's like 5 or 6 hours, usually.
Yeah.
I think the Persona 3 speedrun's like 13 hours, 12 or 13. Like it's
Wait, which Final Fantasy?
Persona 3.
Oh, Persona 3?
It's like 12 or 13 hours, and I think like 2 people have ran it.
Persona 3.
How many hours?
12 or 13.
Oh, there's no runs for it, so I can't tell you.
I
Time to steal that record, Jordan,
It
isn't
might
it?
be Persona 4 then. I don't remember. Because I know Persona 4 has runs, and it's like 12 to 13 hours.
Persona 4. Which one? Golden Arena.
Golden. It'd be golden.
Golden.
Speedrun draw my life. That wouldn't be too much of a speedrun, would it? Like 3 minutes,
Depends on
3
how
seconds.
depends on how new you are to life.
Not much has happened, unfortunately.
People only ran it on hard and very hard, but they did it in. There's no runs under 10 hours.
Yeah, see exactly. Like you can't really cut down. It's really hard to cut down a JRPG. And
How do you go the
Because you need
entire
to
10
level.
hours without taking like breaks?
You can take breaks.
How do they take breaks?
You-
They just
you
like
just
pause
do-
the timer or something?
No, you can't pause the timer. That's the rule.
really, I didn't know that.
What do you do?
Pausing timers invalidates runs. You just leave it.
Okay, so
8 to
get
12
this
hour
time-
run breaks are like factored in usually.
You got water bottles. You got a couple meals that are good to eat at any time.
Jorpin.
And you got a catheter tied to your, woohoo, and then you pee whenever you need to.
Yeah, tied to
Jorpin.
your woohoo.
this is your
Yeah.
chance to get a world record for any Persona
I-
game. You
you know-
don't need to take breaks.
I'm okay.
Jordan needs to take bathroom breaks more than like anybody we know.
Yeah, I'm okay. I don't want to go for world record in a Persona game.
Just do it off stream and get a bucket. I don't want you to get banned on
Dude, just
Twitch.
hook it up on the toilet. Like you're just playing, and everyone sees this up, and once in a while there's like, you
Don't worry about it.
didn't hear anything.
Hey, make sure you leave the door open so it doesn't like.
Alright. I got the next question though, and Zach asked this question. He said, "Say you're watching a speedrunner for the first time, and they're playing your favorite game. However, they only play the game because it's easy to speedrun and constantly insult the game. How would you feel?
Eh.
You either find a happy medium or you leave. That's
Okay.
really it.
It depends on the person. That doesn't really get to me. That's just one person's opinion, now. Whatever.
Yeah, I
Like, I mean,
understand
It's,
that.
it's hard to ask. It's really subjective.
Like, I'm friends with Blood Thunder, and he doesn't like certain. Like, he doesn't. I don't think he likes Borderlands. I enjoy Borderlands, but whatever. He doesn't speedrun it, but I mean, you get the point.
I think it depends on like the person and like the amount that you love the game. It's like if someone
Yeah.
shits on a game I don't give a shit. Like whatever.
Yeah, like I
That's
think
your
I'm still
opinion.
friends with Corbin after today, and he doesn't like Skyrim,
Yeah, I hate Skyrim.
I don't like Skyrim either.
and I'm still here. Look at me.
Yeah, like see it.
Well, barely.
Like I don't.
You're about to quit the podcast too.
Oh.
Stop, please. I'm done.
Yeah, you are. You're gonna quit.
I do.
You walked.
I've been
into
peer
that one,
pressured to
okay.
quit.
I've been peer pressured to quit.
I'm,
You can't quit. You're fired.
I'm the kind of person like if you don't like the games I like, whatever. You're a human being. I don't give a shit. Like if they sat there the entire time shitting on it, I probably wouldn't watch it just because like I don't think it's entertaining to sit there and shit on the game for the entirety of it, unless you're really good at it. Like most people are just like this sucks. I hate this. If you're like man, if you're just like making a joke out of it, like I hated Sonic Adventure too, but like I just turned into a giant joke where I was just laughing at it, right? And I was like shitting on it that way. That's fine, but if you're just like this game's, if you're just saying like brooding, like saying how
But
much
dude,
this
just
game
like
sucks.
have fun with it, you
Yeah,
know.
exactly. So that's the extent I would go. Like if it's a good run and it's like it's fun to watch and like they're shitting on it in a fun way, that's cool. If they're shitting on it in like a really like bummed out like grumpy way,
Yeah, I don't really see why somebody would be speedrunning a game that they're just gonna shit on the entire speedrun. That's just lame.
I mean, I make fun of
It's-
Wolfenstein all the time.
Yeah, but that's like in a fun way.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
If somebody's just sitting there like, oh, this is stupid. Why am I playing this game? That's
Then
just
don't
lame,
play the
you know?
fucking game, man.
yeah.
Yeah, I just want to watch that because that's not entertaining.
Yeah.
Just
So-
doing it in a fun way.
That's all the questions I had. We're gonna keep talking, but if anyone in chat has any more questions, please feel free to ask them. It doesn't even have to be about speedrunning. We prefer it, but if you have a different question, go ahead. That speedrun though today, it was honestly a lot harder than I thought it would, just because like I kept forgetting how to do things. It's a lot.
Yesterday,
to
you
memorize.
were like persistent on. Yeah, it'll only take 3 hours.
I
Yeah,
thought it
that's
would only take 3 hours, and then I forgot a bunch of major things, like basically after level 5. After Sienna Beach, I started forgetting everything. I was like, I don't even remember how to play this game. Please help.
Yeah, and then Sunday couldn't figure out how to get on the Ferris wheel, and it was
Okay, so there were two different things that really messed me up. I didn't have, see my controller right here, the trigger buttons. The trigger is how you shoot your flood in the game. And you're supposed to be able to move and shoot at the same time, but Jordan didn't give me a chance to set that up in my emulator, so I couldn't do
you
that.
have an
So I had to
Xbox
stop and
controller,
shoot.
right?
Yeah.
You don't have pressure sensitive triggers. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Yep. I couldn't do that. So
Mine
that really
does.
slowed me down. And also for some reason, the red blaster flood that makes you shoot up into the sky, you're supposed to get that on World 1. I somehow didn't get it until World 3.
The
So I
rocket
was screwed
boost?
over. The rocket boost, yeah.
No, you don't get that till like World 5 or 6.
On my first playthrough I got it on World 1.
But you shouldn't be able to do that. That's a glitch.
Okay, well-
To unlock any attachments, you have to fight Shadow Mario in the hub world, and then once you fight him, you unlock them for every other
Well,
world.
I had it on World 3 this run, but I thought I really needed it on World 2 because on my first playthrough I had it on World 2.
Yeah, that wasn't supposed to do that. You did.
Well,
it
I
wrong.
was used to that happening. I was banking on that. I was expecting that, so I had to come up with a new strat.
So you panicked and you did. Okay, that's why you fell so far behind. Got
Yeah.
it.
I didn't know what to do. I was just running around second to first. It was after the red. It was when you had to kill the big octopus on the platform. I didn't know how to get to him. I was
Oh,
running
yeah.
around.
Yeah,
trying to figure it out for a while.
you can platform up to him easily. Like,
Yeah, I figured that out.
I,
but
I,
My
I,
first run through, I used the red cannon.
I did a couple of like not exploits, but like I knew how to abuse the hover mechanics in geometry basically to get over there really fast, so I did. But we have questions now, so let's do those.
oh boy,
Killer asked a question. He said, "Have we seen Kingdom Hearts speedruns?" That's the first part.
No.
Answer that.
I
Anyone?
haven't.
I
That would-
have.
I think that would be boring,
I like them.
but I haven't watched it. So
I saw Kingdom Hearts level 1 critical speedrun, and it was really, really intense. That guy was really good at that game. Holy shit. He said they're short for an RPG. They're
Here
fun to
goes
watch and
Critical
have a big community. They also have many categories. Yeah, I like watching critical runs of that game, whether you're going fast.
He goes Critical.
Yeah, basically, if you're going either if you're just going fast or just playing the games, just because the critical runs are challenging. So it's it's a really skillful to run those games. But since I'm the only person who's seen that, I'm the only person who can talk. So next question.
I'd be open to watch it, but I just haven't.
Yeah, go watch either go if you want to see the game done like hilariously, go watch beginner. If you want to see it done like well, go watch critical mode.
All right.
Zach had a question for me, and it said, "What game do you think Sunday could actually finish in a race?" None of them.
I've already felt the pain. I'm okay.
Finish the game? I just think Sunday has a small attention span for competitive things that you can't do it for like 8 hours straight. Like that's asking too much. I feel like if it's
We
like a
just
short
started
2 hour
too late.
game.
We didn't
Well, that's
start
true,
with
but
it.
Like, that's not why you quit.
I think that is why I quit.
That's
I got
not
pretty
why-
No, that's definitely not why you quit.
I like competition, but we did start too late. I think if we started at like 10 or something, I'd have been.
If we started at
would've
10, I
finished it.
wouldn't have been fucking awake. So yeah, you
Exactly.
would have done great.
If you were awake at 10,
There
we
you go,
actually played the
Sunday.
beginning.
Next time, be more in charge of the timings, the start time.
I
and give
tried
yourself
to
a
be,
little
and Drop was
boost.
like, "No, let's start at 3."
He's
The
like,
first
I
he
want to
said,
start
"Let's
at 1.
2."
I'm like, I don't even stream till 2. No.
So I said, okay, we'll start at 2 because that's when you start. Even though I start at 1, I'll start at 2 for you.
And
He
then
said,
I-
okay, let's start at 3.
And then I was like, three's probably better for both of us because more people get to watch it. And then we get a little bit of practice. But then you just
Well,
bitched
Dorf,
out
you-
on the Ferris wheel.
af-
What do you
after
want from
time-
me?
I
After
didn't have any
time,
practice.
after time, 2 o'clock would have been that perfect starting time for you, though. You would have finished.
It's hindsight's 2020 bones. I thought I could do it in
You were
3 hours.
wrong.
I thought I could do it in 3 hours. I really did.
I would have finished 2 at 2.
But those Ferris wheels, right? Fuck, man.
Yeah, I know. Those Ferris
Assholes.
wheels are crazy.
That's actually not.
They
that
go
hard.
in a circle.
There's
Take 4
no
years.
way it could have been that. Like honestly.
It wasn't.
Forgive
He
you've never
sucks.
played the game.
He sucks.
Okay.
That's
You
easy.
haven't even watched the
That
VOD,
part's a
Dorfman,
joke.
okay?
Why did you get stuck on that part for 20 minutes of all the parts? It's a joke. It's a joke.
It's a joke.
You
Dorfman,
literally
I
just sit
remember
on
the-
top of it and it takes you to the
Other-
top.
Other than the Yoshi part in the hotel, which I always remember I got stuck on as a kid. I think the only time I had a hard time on a level as a kid was the Sandbird. The Sandbird
Yeah.
gave me a hard time
And I-
as a kid.
And I did Sandbird second try in my run. Like it wasn't.
I did it,
Once
like,
you know what to
fourth
do,
try,
it's
fifth
easy.
try.
It's a little tricky. Sometimes the game could just shit on you, and even though like you should be able to stand on it sideways, you just fall on your ass and slide off. You're just like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
You have to get really precise. I usually just stand like underneath his wing in the middle, and it's like really really easy. But hey, next question.
Oh boy.
If we speedrun Mario 64, I bet I will beat you. I'll bet you money.
I have no money. I have no
maybe-
money to bet you, friend. So
If I'm allowed to play it through once before the speed run, then I
Yeah, I'd want to do that as well.
Then I'd
Because
I-
say you would
I
not.
feel like if I would have played through Sunshine again,
yeah, if we're ever
I'd
gonna
have
do
been able to
speedrun
do
race again,
something.
I think we should like all like play through it once right before we do it because
Yeah.
running to that problem where I forget is painful for everyone involved. Uh,
because there were just some levels on Sunshine that I forgot how to do.
Yeah, no, that happened to me at Noki Bay, where I was just like,
You were
I'm
stuck
like,
there
okay,
for a
what's
while.
next? Where do I go?
Ultra Spider asked a question. I said, what games would you be willing to speedrun? I've already said my two, which is Dark Souls and like Sunshine. Basically, from there, I don't really have anything.
Banjo Kazooie and Ogre Battle 64.
I feel like Ogre would be
Sunday.
really long.
Me?
It is. It would be.
I don't know,
I probably couldn't do that in one sitting. Actually, that's probably a bad idea. That game is really freaking long.
Hey, it could
I'd
be short.
say,
in the speedrun.
But
I'd
there's a way in Ogre Battle 64 if you just make your main party like fight every single team, they will get over leveled and power through everything. So literally right at the beginning, you just spawn him and send him to the end, and he would win. So you could do it much faster than playing it normally.
I might just see if there's a speedrun for it.
I'd like to speedrun Spyro, the original Spyro on PlayStation
Okay.
1, and also Mario 64. But Mario 64 would be so hard to learn because all the skips are like half a second or frames even.
Yeah.
Well, then
And
you
they're
just don't learn
so-
those tricks.
but if I want to be good.
That
Then
and
you
like
work up to them. You have to get used to a game before you just
I
do
know.
the hardest trick. You know.
I know, but I'm not like that. When I come into it, I want to be the best there is.
Sunday,
I know it's-
Sunday, you can't just start Ocarina of Time and do wrong work first try. It doesn't work like that.
I know, dude.
No,
But Ocarina
and
of Time's like the best game. I want to be the best at it.
64
I want to live
would
up to
be
the Ocarina of Time
Si-
potential.
64 would be a game where you're fighting the camera more than anything, so I don't think I'd enjoy that. Like,
Anyway, if I could speedrun a
We'll say with
game,
Spyro.
if I could
Sorry.
speedrun a game, I'd speedrun Wolfenstein. Actually, I probably wouldn't. Anyway, I do speedrun Wolfenstein. I'm actually playing a game called Cluster Truck. It's in an alpha.
I get
Um,
it.
Yeah.
I get it. It sounds like the other word.
It's a pretty fun game, and I like playing it. I finished it like twice already. But when that comes out, I might start doing speedruns of that. It's pretty cool.
speedrun Super Hot. That'd be cool to watch. Just because I wouldn't even care.
Super.
I wouldn't care about any like the slow motion movement. I
That-
just want to see the speed run at the end, like where it shows like all the levels done in regular speed.
Yeah.
That'd be kinda
Basically,
cool.
Super Hot. It grew a huge community at the very start, and I'm pretty sure it kind of tapered off, and now it's just about gone. There's 81 players, and yeah,
Yeah,
I've
I figured
always-
that game would die out.
I've
Yeah.
always wished, Jorp, like when you said in Super Hot, when you get to see at the end it done in real time, I've always wished there was a tactics game that did that, like a Fire Emblem game that would actually, at the end of the battle, it would do the whole thing in like 1 or 2 minutes, because you would actually see like both the armies at the same time, like charging at each other and like and then dying off. And I think that'd be really cool if they did that in a tactics game.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be a
think
good.
you-
That's a good idea.
I've always wanted that.
I can't think of any other games I'd like to speedrun, but I know
Yeah.
there's. I'm probably gonna think of others after the cast.
Yeah, basically mine are like games that I think have fun like movement, and then games that I like know that I like that I could play over and over. So that's Dark Souls.
yeah.
Something.
And Sunday, you'd probably like Portal.
Yeah. It'd take a while to get used to the source. Well, to get re-used to the source engine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's some cool tricks in there.
Todd asked a question. Todd Life asked, "How do you feel about seated roguelike racing or Rouge-like?" Guess
I don't know
Rouge
much
Combat
about
racing.
that.
I don't know a whole lot. So.
I used to watch a lot of Isaac runs, which are not seated. I watch non-seated Isaac runs. I think there's an argument to be made for both of them, because
Seeded runs are cool.
non-seated runs take like you having the most knowledge of like the best items, basically in a roguelike that can work the best together, and knowing when to give up a run and when to restart just to be able to make it to the end, especially in Isaac.
But you can also get shit on by the
Seeded runs are the only ones you have to have seeded to have like competitive.
Yeah,
so that people have
runs,
kind of.
Seeded runs are the most competitive because it's like everyone knows what they're getting into. And
Everyone
so
has the same chance and the same
Yeah.
odds.
take
Yeah,
like
the Necrodancer run was really cool to watch.
Yeah, you just have to execute it the best.
yeah, and like that. There's also something cool about that too. I like a little bit of RNG in my runs, a little bit. I don't think I would like it if I was a runner, as I've learned today. If I was running the game, I would hate RNG. I like watching runs with RNG because it's just like, how does a person deal with this?
Yeah, like okay, I don't want to go off on another tangent, but oh my god, in World 1 on Super Mario Sunshine, where you had to fight the big flower that was flying in the sky, right? And
Yeah,
it's
that's
all RNG based on how he throws the tornadoes at you or opens his mouth.
I heard you getting screwed
He-
by the tornado.
He threw 6 tornadoes at me before he opened his mouth.
Yeah, I had 4 one time when I was running, so I got
6.
pretty screwed too. But
Usually it's like 1 or 2. 6. I
welcome
freaked
to the
out.
run, baby.
What the heck?
But I liked watching the Isaac races because there was like a Lemon League. There was a couple of leagues they had that I like watching runs for, where people just speed race each other, and the first couple of minutes suck because it's just them resetting until they get the right rooms. Till you get till you get an item room in your first room, the room you spawn in, and then you need to make sure that you get a good item. So they keep resetting. But man, when they get that item and they know what it is, they change the run instantly, and like they know where to go and what to do, and it's really cool to see. But like I feel like for it to be competitive, you need seeded runs in a roguelike. And I haven't seen Necrodancer runs yet. I missed SGDQ this year. I need to watch it.
Yeah, Necrodancer is actually pretty cool. The only run I've seen at GDQ was the run with that one character that doubles the speed of everything, and it was stupid good. It was really fast, and it was pretty good. Like, it was so hard, it wasn't even guaranteed that he was even going to finish.
Jeez, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Like, that character, originally, the person who made the game thought it was impossible.
Oh, is Arya run? Arya's the one if you miss beat and get hit once,
Yeah.
you're dead.
Yeah.
Wow, there was an... Okay, I need to
They
see that
finish?
now, because Arya runs... That's insane. Like...
I think it was this past AGDQ or maybe even last SGDQ, but
Like,
it was really good.
I can't... I've tried playing through Arya in that game. I cannot do it. It's impossible. Like, it's... Yeah, I can see why the creator game said that, because, like, it takes intense memorization of everything, ever. And I cannot
I
do
know.
that.
Nearing the last level when we were playing Necrodancer, like the whole time I was making sure I was clicking a button every beat, but the last level I was like, fuck
It's
it.
hard.
Bones,
hard.
imagine having to do that, but also you only have a dagger. You can't equip any items besides, like, magic effects. If you miss a
Gross.
beat, you die. And if you get hit, you die.
Mhm.
You can
Heart,
make
yeah.
zero mistake. You can make one mistake. You can make one mistake because you get the life you get the revive potion. After that,
Right.
you're done. Like it's
That's crazy.
Oh, I just thinking about it, I get tilted. Because I tried doing it and I was like, I did it for like 2 or 3 hours and I was like, this is fucking impossible.
Wow.
Next
Yeah.
question we have though is from Ultra Spider again, who says, kind of a continuation of the last question. You have raced a necromancer before. Ha! Spelled it wrong. Why not do that again? It was a fun game and what brought me to this channel. You guys want to take this?
Fuck no.
I think we could do it again because we're better.
Spider, get the fuck out! Never. that was
I'm
a
not involved.
nightmare. That was
That took 6
I-
or 7 hours, right?
I literally went insane. Me and Jorp were both there were some
Sunday
like 20
gave
minutes
up.
straight.
Surprise.
Sunday gave up, and then me and Jorp probably went like periods of 20 minutes without saying a word because we were just like
Oh yeah, Todd got
trying
it.
to fucking finish it.
code up.
Like,
Basically, what would happen is, like, towards the end when we were, like, concentrating so hard, like, here's was our commentary. You'd, like, go 20 minutes in silence and, like, hearing clicks, and one of us would be like, fuck.
fuck.
Yeah, and that's just how you know we died.
It was late. It was like a Friday night, and it
And-
was like midnight.
I-
Or when did we quit it? Like you were like 2 in the
I-
morning, and I was like 11:30 or something.
I had to, like, adjust my handicap so that we could just call it and go to bed.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
almost...
George finally took off the handicap, so he was the same as me. And then after a little bit longer, he won. I got to the final boss though.
to give you my handicap, because they'd never beaten the game before I had, so I was like, I still want to do this, but I need some way to make it even. So my handicap was they get to, like, if you die, you just go back to the beginning of the level, right? You have to redo the level. There's 3 parts to each level. My handicap was I had to complete the entire game in one sitting without dying. So, like, I had to go from Act 1 to Act 4 and kill everything and live.
Yeah, I remember there was 2 different times you were on the final boss.
The first,
you died.
the second time tilted me so hard because he was literally 1 HP, and like I didn't even die. It was my like companion, because you get a companion for the last boss. They died, and I was just like, I was so
But
pissed.
it becomes a part of you because you control them both, right?
Yeah, you could.
But it's so dumb because you've never had to do anything like that before the final boss. So why would they throw that? at you now?
I didn't like it personally, just because.
It's dumb. Yeah, a final boss should be throwing all the mechanics you've seen at you, like, and testing them, not giving you a brand new one.
I sort of agree with that. It depends. I think it was a good mechanic. It just wasn't implemented right. I think if like it let you control it with 2 different hands, right? And like you could control one at a time instead of both at the same time. So like, say like if you wanted on a beat to move Cadence, you could do like, okay, I'm gonna hit W. But on the other beat you wanted to move her dad, you could like hit the arrow key, right? And so you didn't have to control both at the same time. You control one or the other. That way I could just put someone in the corner and then just win it with one character, right? Basically. I would have liked that a lot better than having to control both of them and manipulating the characters through walls to have to like finish the boss. It was I remember when I died with the boss had 1 heart left. I just like went silent. I was like, "Oh my god, are you serious?" I was like so mad at myself. Like, oh. It was terrible. I mean, I play Necrodancer every once in a while on stream still, just because I really like it. But like, I can't see myself speedrunning either of the two again, just because like I don't think I can get them to do it in the first place, and also I don't really know if I want to do it. I'd rather just play it for fun.
Jorpin,
Hello.
do you think there's a future for Necropolis speedruns?
If they change the game, I think there's a future for it. I think if they add the classes that they want to, they diversify. It's always hard in a roguelike, right? Because there's no seeding in Necropolis, so it's all going to be randomized. Like, if they change a couple things, like they make the game a little smaller than it is, I could see it being like a cool speedrun game. Add maybe
How long did it
add
take you to
bosses.
beat it once?
My first time, it took me like I think like 4 or 5 hours, and like.
But I mean, like, did you die in? Did you not die once in the 4 or 5 hours?
If you die, you have to start over.
Yeah,
It's
so
a
you didn't
roguelike.
die. Okay.
Yeah, so it took me. I know it might have took me less than that, but like, there's only one boss in the game. You fight him at the very end, and then the game just ends. It's like it's pretty lame.
I wish there were
how
more
to-
bosses than that.
Yeah, I feel like if they
Well,
patch
duh.
it and add a bunch of variety, like it'd be a good speedrun to watch. But like right now, it's really I think it'd be really lame, and it can't survive.
Yes, that's a really good word for it. It's just a lame.
Mm-hmm.
For $30, just a big box of lame.
Oh, I like the game. I just think it'd be a lame speedrun. And I think if they add
Well-
stuff to it, it'll be great. Like it.
You never
has
know if it'll be
potential.
broken.
I honestly don't think I'd like that game at all.
That's understandable. I liked it a lot. I'm glad I bought it. If they patch it, I like it a lot
too,
more.
but I
So
like
you
it
just
too,
you
but-
just quit. Quit that game too Sunday.
Okay.
Remember
Yeah.
you died, you lost your scythe, you quit. Yeah, me and Sugan had to finish it out by ourselves. Okay.
I lost my scythe and you killed me.
I couldn't help you. There was 20 enemies down there. I had to kill them before I could help you.
You fell down, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go help my buddy Jorpin. So I fell down too. I jumped down with you because I thought I could help you, and I did help you some. But then I got stuck in a corner with some bad guys, and I died.
I'm sorry
And
you
you
don't
go
know how
off.
to survive. Okay.
And you go off, use me as bait, even though I go down there and try to help you.
Sunday, have you watched the trailer for Necropolis? Literally, one of the trailers is like a guy walks in, and then he starts running away from the monsters, and the other guy runs in, and he's the one who dies, and it's like, don't trust your friends, and like literally, you're just like, you're speaking to the trailer.
I didn't ask for your help. That was your decision. You can't blame your death on me, okay? I was fine. But hey, next question.
Sunday
Yeah.
was a white knight and wanted his own white knight.
I
as well.
wanted to segue into something, but I didn't want to be too abrupt.
Spider asked, to the comment about his speedrunning horror games ruins the games. Don't you think the whole point of speedrunning is ruining the game? No.
We didn't necessarily say it ruins the game. We said that it takes away the horror aspect of it. Because like if you look at
It depends
amnesia
on the
speedruns-
game. Like,
You look
speedruns
at
can add
it,
a lot
like-
to a game.
like amnesia speedruns, like Outlast speedruns, people who speedrun it aren't scared by the game. It takes away the horror aspect. That doesn't mean it isn't a good game. But I guess in the aspect of the whole point of speedrunning is ruining the game, I wouldn't say ruining. I'd say breaking. Breaking isn't the same thing as ruining, at least in my mind.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I don't know. Because breaking the game can ruin it, I think. It ruins games like Link to the Past and
mean-
Ocarina, because you literally miss the entire game if you break it a certain way, right? But, like, breaking it and doing, like, a couple level glitches and stuff like that is cool. It just depends on the game, I think.
Just because
We've
other
said-
people
how
are
many times have we
speedrunning the game you love to play doesn't mean it's breaking the game, because casual players will always be different from speedrunners. Just because they're speedrunners of a game doesn't mean it ruins it for the casual players. They're just exploiting different. Well, I guess.
Yeah, if someone's never
Yeah,
played the
exploiting
game
different-
before and then, like, watches the speedrun and they're, like, complaining that it ruined the entire thing, like, dude, come on. Like,
Just play it
Yeah.
casually. It's your choice.
That's
Just
like the
there's
that's
different
like
categories in speedruns.
that's like the people who are like 40 and they're like, wow, I don't play like I can't believe all these people are playing video games. They must be like they must be like 10 years old and immature because I'm old and I do my taxes
an
and I don't
iPad.
do
Uh,
anything fun.
You're playing you're playing Pokemon Go. Wow, go outside and get a real job.
Jimmy,
Alright.
get off the Nintendo!
Speaking of Pokemon Go, I'm currently playing it. Now that I said that, I'm sorry. I got distracted. There's nothing at my house. My life is abandoned.
You're the devil.
I am, you're right.
Don't you have it in Canada now?
No, but you can get it pretty
It's in the
easily.
United Kingdom. It's not in Canada yet.
Oh shit, a Zubat. Let's catch this on stream.
Okay, I'm ready. Do it.
What level is it?
Come on, don't quit this either.
Full cam me. Full
I'm
cam me.
not full camming you.
Full,
Never.
full cam me.
Never.
We
Not
can't
even.
see.
You
Not
can't even see it,
yeah, it's not
Sunday.
even on
It's
screen.
not
Why
in the
can't you
frame.
see it?
Because it's
There you
not in the
go.
There
frame.
you go. I got it. I just need to be able to.
Now.
Go.
Oh
Nice.
shit, dude, you're gonna
Nice.
get it.
Am I gonna get it?
Two,
Two,
three.
Oh, gotcha.
Happy
One clap,
New
please.
Year.
One clap, please.
You're welcome.
Nice.
It's level 42.
I'm proud of you. You finally didn't quit
It's a
something.
CP of 42.
Level 42.
Wow, it's not even good.
Extra small.
You know, Sunday you probably better quit.
Yeah, I agree.
Pokemon aren't good enough.
Was it a
Hey,
new Pokemon for
Let's
you?
we can
Another
talk
one.
about some news then. Let's talk about some video game news.
Pokemon Go and how it's affecting.
Do you want to
civilization.
talk about speedrunning news?
Monster Hunter comes out tomorrow.
Oh, it's
want it.
145. Look.
Every-
145.
Everyone just like went in a completely different direction at once.
Monster
Yeah.
Hunter.
Let's stop this for a second. I'm gonna back it up. I'm gonna lead here. We're gonna go one at a time. Bone, stop jacking off two of the imaginary dicks. There you. All right.
I thought you were the submissive though, Jordan. What the heck?
Okay. So. Good
I got
news.
it,
No
145
No Man's Sky went gold, which means it's coming out next month, August 13th.
Oh boy.
I think. I'm actually gonna double check real quick.
That's either gonna be really, really good or really, really bad.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like this is a game that's with the hype and it's August 9th. I apologize. That's been polarized so
Wow.
much. It's either going to be absolutely terrible and everyone's gonna shit on it, or it's going to be great.
It's either gonna be another Watch Dogs or like
No.
something amazing.
No. No. Nah.
No?
That's too intense.
But they hyped it up so much, and they said, "Oh, it can do all of this stuff."
I feel like
But-
there's a small like core of people who are like, this is an exploration game, I'm gonna have fun with it, and then there's gonna be like the millions of other casual people like, dude, what the hell? He told me it was Skyrim but with guns, and like they're gonna be mad. No matter
But
what.
Jordan, have they told you that it's like
No
Skyrim
Man's
with guns?
Sky has way too much hype and it's just gonna suck.
I agree. I don't think it's gonna suck. I just think it's not gonna be for me because I'm not one for like those like I like exploration games. If
I love exploring.
if it's focused on like on construction or anything like that, I'll hate it. I'd rather just explore the planets and see the things and, you know, like maybe take some soil samples or something, you know, kill some things, like whatever.
I feel like it's trying to do too much and won't succeed and won't.
I
just
feel
won't
like
live up to
Agreed.
They hyped
Agreed.
it up that way at first, and now they've been backpedaling like, whoa, calm down, I didn't say that.
yeah.
Which is
That's
scary.
like-
It's
it's
scary,
like-
but whatever.
It's like that terrible game. What's that other space exploration game that's out right now that was so bad? Frick, what's it called?
There's a lot of the space simulation games that are like in early access.
Is it like an MMO?
No.
Are you talking about?
Well,
You're talking about the flying ones, right? I know what you're talking about. I don't remember what they're called.
Elite Dangerous.
That one, yeah.
The game sucks.
It looks nice though.
That game costed what, $80 when it was pre-released, and then boom, it costed like another $80 to get the rest of the content when the game actually came out, which they said they were gonna give update for free. So people who wanted this game needed to spend like $160 on it, and
I mean,
it wasn't even that good.
That's more manipulative than them like it being a bad game. Like
But
people are
what
gonna hate it because it's manipulative as hell.
It was just flying around and catching bounties and exploring. It was like that was like it.
Yeah,
It was
I
like
mean,
super lame.
It's in early access though, right? Or did they release it?
No, they released it.
What? Okay.
They released it and then charged another $80 for
Alright,
it.
never mind then. No respect. Next piece of news: Monster Hunter Generations.
I want it.
Is that what it's called? I think it's
Yep,
Generations.
tomorrow,
Comes
and
out
it's
tomorrow.
getting really good reviews, so I'm super excited.
Yeah, I've seen gameplay of it. It actually has a lot of changes that I like. I like them.
I know, and they said like this is the pinnacle of this series. Like this is.
We're not gonna see
Is
Nick
it coming
for
out
about
on
2 weeks.
3DS.
Yeah.
3D as well.
Hopefully they'll
That's
do
why
like
I
an
won't be able to
ultimate.
stream it.
Hopefully they'll do like an ultimate edition for like the NX or something, like they did with 3
I mean,
or the
4
Wii U.
didn't come out on Wii U. Ever,
I don't
which
think 4
sucked.
did that well though, like commercially.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I think it's because Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate didn't do well. That's why 4 didn't come
that
out
might be it.
on Wii U.
Yeah, that might be it too. Who knows? I really like
Which
Monster
sucks
Hunter.
because I love Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate on my Wii U.
If I had a
Which I still have. I still have that one.
If I still had like a working 3DS, I'd get Generations. I really enjoy Monster Hunter. I want to stream it again, but I think I sold 3 Ultimate. I haven't been able to find it.
It's a bitch to emulate.
Monster Hunter?
Yeah.
I have never tried it. The only one I know about is the PSP one. So I can't.
I think that's the one I tried, portable. Yeah.
I don't know enough about it to. I also don't have a copy, so can't emulate
Oh
it.
well, I do.
Yeah, and you'll have to send it my way sometime.
Definitely, I'll send it and talk to me after the stream.
Monster Rancher is okay. I unironically like Monster Rancher. Okay, that was
Monster Rancher was an awesome game.
Yeah, for the PlayStation 1.
Nobody didn't like Monster Rancher.
Yeah,
it was
that game
awesome.
was great. You just put any CDs in, you get new monsters, dude. You put your like.
And they actually die over
Yeah.
time, and you get.
Is it like
attacked.
Skylanders?
Yeah, put in your NSYNC CD and get some like boy band monsters, dude. It was great.
Is it like Skyrim with monsters?
You just put a random disc
Yes.
in, and then it gave you a it was just random because obviously
Yeah.
you can't read the discs you're putting in.
What?
You could put the same disc in twice. You didn't know
Why is it good?
because
what-
you
got
raised
what was
them
the
and
point of it?
fought them.
You raised your mon.
It's like
It's like the
Pokemon.
Chow Garden in like Sonic Adventure 2. You saw me play that,
Mhm.
right? You like raised
Yeah.
the monster, raised their stats, made them fight, and then they died
And
of
then
old
even-
age.
And yeah, even if they don't get sick, even if you raise them right and they're super healthy, they will die of old age, and you're just so sad.
And it's great because it made
Yeah,
you
that
feel
that game
things.
was just keeping it 100, man.
Yeah.
It was
Family
sad.
lit.
Shut the fuck up.
Wicked.
I hate you.
There was
Forgiven
another.
said it before.
There is another game coming out soon.
Yeah.
A guy I work with, his son says like weird words, and sometimes he's like, for gunshots, he's like blacka blacka, and I'm like, what the?
Oh my God.
That's
A bigger question:
Kinda
why is
that
he
one.
hearing gunshots near
No,
your
that's just
place
like
of work?
how he gangster says it. Like
maybe he's
That's
so
not
innocent he
silly.
doesn't know what actual
I
gunshots
hate
sound
like
like.
slang.
I'm gonna
These,
start
like,
saying
these
that
slang
now.
words.
Blacka
Oh,
blacka.
man.
Sounds like
Blacka, wicked, bro,
Oh,
lit.
it sounds
have I done?
like Pac-Man but like drunk.
Waka 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 waka.
What? There was
What
another
was
game
that? He was
coming
like-
out that I was excited for. What is it?
No Man's Sky,
2? Watch Dogs 2. Watch Dogs 2.
No, Watch Dogs 2. I learned.
Persona 5.
Everyone should. Okay, shut up. Yes, duh. I learned my I hope everyone learned their lesson with Watch Dogs. Is don't trust
So
Ubisoft.
bad.
There's some hype around it already.
Yeah, I know.
When's it coming out? Next year? Sometime next year?
yeah,
You mean like 2018 because that's when it's actually going to come out?
yeah. I just
Was the
don't-
Watch Dogs 1 release delayed?
Yes, multiple
Yeah.
times.
Long
I didn't know that.
time. And it's so funny, like all these games that get delayed for a really long time, even when they eventually come out, they're still not good. And it's like weird, eh? Like Watch Dogs was delayed for a really long time, Mighty Number 9 was delayed for a really long time, and they're still not good. It's like they just don't have a team that can like fix its flaws or something.
They're like-
As soon as
they're
people
like
start
shit,
pointing out the flaws, they just enter the recovery process.
Well, you can't have a game in development for too long, or else it gets in that developmental hell where people just want to keep adding things and it never gets finished, right? And then at some point the company pulls the plug on it, like, okay, you need to release now, and then it comes out half finished because there's a bunch of million different ideas. They're all like half finished that nobody got to fully work on and finish.
I'm watching Pro Jared play Mighty Number 9, and I can't understand anyone who thought the things they did in that game was a good idea. There is so much unskippable dialogue at the beginning of that game. Mega Man was known for its like amazing tutorials that are in
wanna play
game
I do too.
that are what?
I want to play Mighty Number
I
9
just said I wanna
because
play
I'm a
it.
huge Mega Man fan. I want to see.
Oh,
I
yeah,
want to
you-
see how terrible it is.
You should. And Pro Jared, when I was watching him, he's trying to play it with like an open mind, like ignoring all the shit. And even watching it, man, it is a bare bones game. It is like a demo. It is like
How long is it?
I don't know how. I think it's 9 levels because it's Mighty Number 9. There's like 9 Mighty people or something. So that's all I know.
So there's 10
But-
levels.
Oh, okay. Well, he's a character, so I don't know if.
Well,
he gets a level,
if
right?
there's 9 masters, there's 8. Old Mega Man games have 8 robot masters in the Wily stage, so it might be 9 levels.
Oh,
you're right.
okay. Oh, okay.
The speedrun is 45 minutes.
Jesus,
Just-
that's
That might be relevant.
yeah. That makes it posts it being short.
But literally all it is like a shoot and a dash, and there's literally just one enemy after the other that doesn't do anything. So it's like shoot dash, shoot dash, shoot dash, because you have to like shoot them to stun them and then dash through them. And that's all the whole game is. Shoot dash, and you just do that through every level. And it looks, the boss battles look all right, but like holy shit, the game is bare bones. It's like just some platforms and an uninteresting background, and you shoot dash through
The art style
singular
looks
enemies.
really weird.
Yeah, another Japanese designer, like actually like shit talk Keiji Ifune, the creator of Mega Man who made that game. He's like, yeah, he's not a designer. He didn't even finish his own like art. They're like, his name is Kamiya. He designer of Bayonetta. He's like, yeah, Infune's not a game designer. He just takes credit for other people's work. And like there's someone in the credits named Kamiya was right, because like they got to play the game, right? Because there's the Kickstarter backer, they got the game early, and in the credits they like have everyone's name. Credits are like 5 hours long, by the way. Just throw that out there. Because they have literally every Kickstarter backer, even if they didn't give them a name. It's just like Kickstarter backer number like 17,000 whatever.
Whoa.
Yeah, and so like one of them's name is like Kamiya was right, and it's like it's hilarious because it's like he was. This game is shit, and you can see it.
So what did the guy do on the original Mega Man games then?
He's an artist, so he finished up. Someone else made the design for Mega Man, and then he's the one who like polished it up and like made it better into like the iconic blue bomber that it is now, right?
So he really knew nothing about the mechanics of Mega Man itself, and then went to make a spiritual successor to Mega Man.
He was always penned as like the main designer of Mega Man. So apparently that's how it turned out. Then we're all learning is that he doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
It doesn't sound like it, because the first 15 minutes of that game is like unskippable dialogue, and it's awful tutorials that Mega Man itself did like so well. Mega Man never stopped and like talked to you. It would show you.
Yeah, Mega Man X is one of the best tutorials in gaming.
Because it's like it's just shows you what you need to do and then makes you do it yourself, which like is like the best way to do tutorials ever. But this game is unskippable slow dialogue, and it's like just literally scene after scene of like these horrible slow dialogues. Like I watched the first 20 minutes. He did the first level in about 20 minutes, and I swear 8 minutes of it was talking that he couldn't skip. It was real bad.
Oh my god, that just makes me sad. I didn't even know about that. That makes me really sad, because that's...
Oh yeah, man. I don't want to play it, but I'm super interested in like seeing why everyone was shitting all over it. And Pro Jared is like, I think as a reviewer, Pro Jared is like the only guy that I agree with almost like 100% of the time. And so he's like trying to play it with an open mind. He's like, I kickstarted this game, and he's like, I want to give it the benefit of the doubt. And then he's just like, like every 10 seconds, he's just like, oh my god, like what the fuck? Who thought this was a good idea?
I still want to play it.
I do too.
Like honestly, back to Watch Dogs. I think Watch Dogs 2 is gonna be really good.
I think that you're jumping on the hype train, and it's way too soon to say
I'm not
that.
even kidding. I'm not even. I think it's gonna be really good because Panda's working on it.
Panda's not working on it.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
I asked him.
Okay, I didn't know that then.
I'm kidding. No, he's not.
Okay. He's not allowed to tell you what he's working on. Even if he is.
I think once the game like releases its trailer, then he's allowed to tell you.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. Depends on his NDA.
I don't know, but
there's no way to know.
Yeah.
There's no way to know.
Unless we follow him.
To his
But
work.
I mean, they can hype up.
He's in
those 60
Canada, guys.
FPS
Is he in Canada now?
cinematics.
You don't remember. I haven't talked to him in a while, so.
I remember he was having a hard time getting a passport or something.
It's not easy.
You should send him yours so he can like forge his own signature on it. Cross yours out.
Cross your picture
Put
out
his
like
picture
and
over
we're
yours.
all like in a crayon.
Let's start the wind down.
Bones doesn't even have a passport.
I don't have a passport.
Oh, you
Why
don't? But I
not?
thought you lived really close to.
I do. I live
States.
5 minutes from the border, and I don't have a passport.
Jesus, the heck.
He just hates America that much. But yeah, we're gonna.
I don't hate America.
You
I
hate
just
America.
I'm lazy as fuck.
Yeah, so you hate America. Got it.
So no, he loves America. America.
Yeah. If I'm lazy as fuck, you'd think I'd love America.
Come on, even I have a passport. Come on,
So
man.
Forgiven. Hey, buddy.
That's me.
What are you doing with your stream next couple of weeks?
The last couple days I was a little burned out, so I needed to take a few days off. I'm probably gonna get into a little bit of music making. I've been playing a lot of
Making?
Rocksmith lately. Like I was looking into actually like making like covers of things,
Oh, cool.
like 8-bit covers and stuff. I was talking to Plasma about that. It sounded interesting, so I want to learn that kind of stuff. So I might be learning that tomorrow. I might be doing speedruns. I don't know, probably something.
That sounds really cool because I've been wanting to make synthesized music for a while too.
Hey,
Yeah.
For like a while.
if you like that, please follow him up there in the chat. Bones,
If you don't like it, you should just follow me anyway.
don't give up his hopes for false reasons. Okay, don't do that. Don't listen to him.
In fact, unfollow him.
Yep. Thanks,
Follow
guys.
then unfollow. That way he can feel the
Perfect.
cold, hard reality
Perfect.
of life.
Nice.
Thanks
do
for coming on the podcast for
Bones, what
You're
are you doing
welcome.
with? Are you gonna stream this weekend? Are you thinking about it? Do you want to do it? What's up with you, bud?
I hope so.
What are you thinking of?
Or are you just gonna play
I
Monster
don't know.
Hunter?
I really don't know what I want to play on stream. I want to play something so bad, but I'm trying to. I think I need to get away from something that's like JRPG and really story heavy, and just focus on something that people can just jump in at any time and not have to worry about what's going on in the game. Just like something just something creative but fun. I don't know. I enjoyed Subnautica. I've been meaning to get back into that, but I haven't.
I've been
Play
playing
it
that
again.
too.
I'll watch and probably poop my pants. I was
don't
watching
know,
Sunday play that, and I was like really, really nervous. Like,
Yes,
The
Ziv
entire
talked to me
time.
afterwards. She said when it turned dark, she like actually got nervous. It was
Really?
scary, but it didn't scare me, and I was actually playing it.
Did you did you see the thing?
he
I
didn't
didn't
see,
see
he
a
didn't
thing
see the
yet.
thing, Bones.
Okay.
But I got attacked by a few things. That was kind of freaky.
Okay. Just you wait. You haven't seen my highlight where I like shit my pants yet, have
I'm not
you?
gonna look at it yet either.
No, don't ruin it for yourself. But like I wasn't scared of that game at all. Like nothing, even those like Ely things that are in the
Yeah,
the
I've even started
tall
building my
lines.
house, and I haven't seen any scary things yet.
Yeah, I built a small little base, and I've started to put stuff in it and farm stuff. But like it gave me like like 200 meters that way. There's something you should go, and I was like,
Oh
okay,
yeah, I
I'm-
got that. It's like 400 meters away though. It's really far away,
yeah, it's really far. Like I've never even thought about going that far away. Like it's
and
really
it's like
far.
in the ground too. It must be in a deep cave.
Yeah, well, I don't know yet because I only made it halfway. I was just, and then I turned around and pooped my pants home. Like I was like, "Fuck this!"
Like that deer in
All
like,
the way.
that deer in Castle Crashers that's like propelled by its shit. That was like Bones, like going all the way.
Oh
home.
my god! Like I've never screamed so loud in my life. Like I was not expecting that because I was not scared of that game, and then that happened, and I was just
Was it like a
I
jump
was-
scare, or was it just something that popped up?
Sort of. We can't say it without like spoiling it. So
I would say it was pretty much a jump scare because it was not there and then there. but other than that, I don't think there's anything else that can really scare you in that game. But I don't know
Yeah,
yet because
it's-
apparently there's lots of biomes in that game and I haven't found like
Yeah,
any of them
as
yet,
far as
so.
I'm aware, it's like actually kind of like more of like a friendly like passive game. There's only a couple things that can really attack you. It's more about like building and exploring the ocean than anything. As far as I'm aware, there could be like some Cthulhu shit when you get down to the
Apparently,
depths,
people
so.
kept telling me like reinforce your base, reinforce everything, and I'm like, why? I'm safe here, and they're like, no, you're not. And I'm like, what the fuck? But nothing's attacked my house. Like, I'm so scared because I'm just like, nothing is here. Nothing has attacked
Yeah,
me here.
maybe
But
you go-
apparently it will.
Maybe as you go like later into the game, the Lovecraftian horrors start popping out and like
Like
attacking
I
you.
don't
like
know.
in Don't Starve, as you go day by day, like different stuff pops up randomly.
I don't know, but people were like, a couple people in the chat were like, you're gonna want to reinforce your walls, and I'm like, but aren't I safe here? And they're like,
You're safe
They didn't say
nowhere.
more than that, and they didn't say anything. So yeah, I do want to play more Subnautica, but I'm actually like, it's like so far away.
Got ya. Sunday, what are you gonna do with your stream, buddy?
Subnautica.
Okay, that was a simple answer.
There you go.
Is there
Maybe a little bit of
anything
Minecraft, but
Quit some more stuff.
I heard there's okay. Well, there it is. I heard there's this cool. I might actually play through Mario 64 again. Try to go for 120 stars. I heard there's this cool charity stream coming up,
easy.
so I gotta watch that.
What
I'll be streaming what's
what,
happening.
what kind of charity stream are you talking about, buddy?
Oh, it's for what is it? It's July 23rd. It starts at 6 a.m. I think.
Oh, that sounds right to me.
Yeah, there's this pink-haired boy who's starting it off, followed
Wait,
by
I think it's for
Canadian.
I think it's for
Oh,
one
the
of those
quitter?
charities.
Yeah, the
Ooh.
quitter.
You just said pink-haired boy.
It doesn't phase me anymore. And after that, there's a
Yeah,
Canadian.
that's why you were absolutely phased for like 5 seconds.
Just sitting stunned in
I mean,
silence.
you're just cutting me off. I keep losing my train of thought. There's a
I'm
Canadian,
sorry. I'm sorry.
and then after that, there's some guy that I don't know.
Actually
Wait, did
finishes
that- wait.
speedruns.
Was that?
I think
wait,
a
was
couple
that-
people know who he is.
I think that last guy wrote a comedy guide.
Yeah, or something like
Maybe.
that. So I think that'll
Yeah.
be like the exciting part to watch personally.
He got like
I-
two episodes in or something.
You're gonna see like you're gonna see a guy who wrote a comedy guide deal
Yeah,
with
the guy-
the guy who doesn't stay up at third shift that long. So you're gonna see him a
The
little
guy,
loopy.
the guy in the middle is gonna be like break time between the two entertaining ones. So like bring a sleeping bag and a pillow and some popcorn and just like have a nap with me.
Have a nap with your popcorn just sitting there.
But
Oh, it's you. Whoa.
in all seriousness, we're doing a charity stream on the 23rd. Us three. Forgiven, sadly, is not joining us because we didn't ask him.
I
I'm
might
not a
actually play some
CounterCaster.
multiplayer
Yeah.
games with Forgiven. I might play some speedrunners
Yeah.
or something with him.
Yeah,
I
you
probably
don't know.
don't play a lot
I
of
actually
Overwatch,
have a fun
honestly.
surprise that's way different from what I normally do
yeah.
on the charity
So
stream.
on the 23rd, we're going to be doing a 24-hour stream split up in 3 parts. Sunday obviously is first, as he said. Bones is second. I'm third. I'm doing last shift. I got bitch shift. We're going to be raising money for the Alzheimer's Foundation of America. I think it's called.
Just the Alzheimer's Foundation.
I looked into like a couple charities. And they all-
Alzheimer's Association.
Yeah, they all had like that exact same name, but like the words were in different order, so it's hard for me to
Yeah.
remember.
But
and,
they actually give like a very good chunk of the money you donate
Yeah.
to the actual research
lot-
rather than
me
Administration.
and Sunday both had problems with like not necessarily problems, just we weren't really like passionate about raising money for like child's play or something like that. We wanted something that's more near and dear.
personal.
I'm gonna get emotional here with you guys for a second.
I was just on a phone
Yeah.
call with my grandma. I'm
Yeah,
like,
like
okay, this is
Sun-
not raising
Sunday-
money.
Sunday and I don't know about Bones. I haven't asked. Sunday and I both have family members that have been affected by Alzheimer's, and sadly, my great grandma passed away from it. I think Sunday's
Not me,
grandma
no.
has it.
My grandma currently has she
Yeah.
has vascular dementia, but that's
It's similar.
It
part
develops.
of it. And my great grandma, both of my great grandmas died from Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Well, not from Alzheimer's, but their death was directly affected.
So we're all gonna do this so we can donate money to something that we want to see basically eradicated, because it's terrible, and nobody should ever have to deal with that. So we hope
And,
that
and
you
it's
join
on
us.
and it's always on the back burner for charities.
Yeah.
Like people always talk about cancer, which is a terrible thing. My grandma also had that. She's a survivor, and like Child's Play or something like that. But nobody ever talks about Alzheimer's or
We-
dementia.
So we hope you join us on that Saturday, whether you can donate or not. Just join us. Just help us spread awareness about it. So and help us raise a little bit of money if we can, because
Just like spread it on Twitter or something if you can't
Yeah.
be there.
we don't ever like ask you for that much help, but if you could, just please help us with this one thing, because this is something that's very very like it. I get pretty emotional, but I'm probably gonna be I'll be honest, I'll probably be crying at the end of the stream.
Yeah, you're the one that's gonna give the money at the
Yeah.
end.
Dude, you're gonna be crying from like just being so tired. You're like, can I sleep now?
Well, that too.
Can I sleep now?
It's gonna be a combination
Let
of
me
things.
sleep.
I'll try to avoid sob stories, but
Yeah, I won't. Fuck you guys. That's my entire thing, dude. Woo! But finally in my
glad I
stream,
met you.
and for my stream this week, I'm gonna be starting a new game tomorrow. I haven't figured out what it was yet. It's not gonna be Phoenix Wright. I'm gonna start Phoenix Wright, I think next week, because I need to build
Cool.
an overlay for it.
Amazing.
And
I love those games.
Yeah, I've never played them. I'm really
I hope you like them a
excited.
lot.
Yeah, I want to. I want to like them. I know a lot.
Try
of
not to
people
compare them to Danganronpa because like
that's not
Danganronpa
gonna
is like
happen.
good.
I mean, that's not gonna happen. Is I am going to compare them like constantly. That's
Oh,
all
just-
I can do.
I know, but you should try not to because it's way older, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think I'll still enjoy it no matter what. We'll see. Other than that, I'm not really up to much in terms of like planning events and stuff. So that's about it for us tonight. Forgiven, thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure.
Hey,
Thank
Did
you.
we ask
Forgiven.
Forgiven what he's doing on stream?
Yeah, we did. He was the
Yeah.
first one.
Oh, I
the
zoned out.
best. Oh my God.
Come on. Other than that, we are done for tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, please stick around. We're gonna host someone who.
I don't
know.
who's streaming.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna figure that out and then tell you who we're gonna rate. So thank you so much for watching, everyone, and good night.
Yeah, goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
Oh.